Bill McAtee and Steve Berline, welcome to rainy Northern California, where the Jacksonville Jaguars woke up this morning not knowing if this would be their final game of the season or not. The first thing that had to happen was for Buffalo, one of the hottest teams in the NFL, to lose at home against Pittsburgh, and believe it or not, that has happened. Buffalo has lost to Pittsburgh, and the Jaguars have new life. Now they have to win here against Oakland and hope the Colts beat Denver. Jack Del Rio's prepared this week knowing that it was unlikely we were going to get to the postseason, but now comes in still with a shot at the playoffs. Norv Turner, meanwhile, on the other side of the field, wrapping up his first season here in Oakland. He's seen the Raiders show some spark over the last few weeks. The Raiders won the toss, and they'll receive. There's Josh Scobie, the rookie 5th-round draft pick, getting set to kick it off for Jacksonville. And Doug Gabriel is man for the Oakland Raiders. This is only the 3rd meeting between these two teams and the first time they've played since 1997. All 3 games have been here in Oakland. The Raiders won 17-3 in 1996, and Jacksonville won the following year 20-9. And we are underway here in Oakland. A short kick taken by Gabriel. And he's brought down at the 27-yard line, and we have a flag on the kickoff. Tony Correnti, our referee today. Preliminary signal was holding.
During the return of the kick, holding, receiving team number 55. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, Kerry Collins, after a rocky start, has really come into his own handling this Oakland offense in the second half of the season. Under 50% last week, but still down passes. A couple of rookies on the offensive line. One of them, Jake Grove, will have his hands full today with Marcus Stroud. And Jerry Porter is the playmaker at wide receiver. He'll test the free agent market, so will this be his last game as an Oakland Raider. The Raiders will throw on first down. Collins up top, going deep and testing that Jacksonville secondary on the very first play intended for Alvis Whitted as the official goes down. Jacksonville on defense. Marcus Stroud is going to his 2nd Pro Bowl. Henderson is a good one as well. And Patterson is Jacksonville's leading tackler at middle linebacker. And every starter in the secondary is banged up. Deion Grant at free safety is a first alternate to the Pro Bowl. On 2nd and 10 for the Oakland Raiders, Justin Fargas is in the backfield. They have it at the 16-yard line. Fargas left side, bottled up, trying to find something, gets across the 15 and maybe picked up one before Dwayne Washington, the right corner, made the stop. And let's take a look, Steve Berline, at our marquee matchup today.
Well, Bill, we got a great one today. We got a rookie in right guard for the Oakland Raiders, Jake Grove, making his 8th start at center, or at right guard for the Oakland Raiders, going against a Pro Bowler, 2-time Pro Bowler, Marcus Stroud, one of the best young defensive tackles in football. It's going to be great to watch these 2 young studs get after today. Jake Grove is a guy the Raiders really have high hopes for.
Zeraway and Redmond split in the backfield on 3rd and long. Across the middle, that is caught by Gabriel, and an Oakland first down. Deion Grant, the free safety, made the stop after a pickup of 16.
And that's a great start. Great first completion for Kerry Collins. Great for his confidence. We saw them the very first play of the game make a statement going up the field, which has been the Raiders' forte this whole season with Kerry Collins back there. They're not afraid to take a shot deep against a Jacksonville Jaguars team who's not known for giving up big plays, but the Raiders statement early. We're not afraid to take a shot at it.
Jacksonville aware that Buffalo has lost to Pittsburgh, so they're still alive for a spot in the postseason. On the out route, that was almost picked off, intended for the tight end, Teo Johnson.
Now, that was a very scary situation there for Kerry Collins. You can see how closely this ball was to being intercepted by Darryl Smith. Ball was thrown to the flat. Really good coverage. Both Darryl Smith, I think, and Doug Jolly were both excited that ball was, or Teo Johnson were both excited that ball was thrown out there. Surprised thrown out there, and Kerry Collins got away with one.
Darryl Smith, the rookie out of Georgia Tech, 2nd-round draft pick. So 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Collins will throw again. There's a screen pass, a rarity in this offense to Zeraway. And Zeraway leaps over the 40 and is down at the 42-yard line. Greg Favors made the tackle. Well, Jacksonville gave up a touchdown on Houston's first possession last week in that terrible loss. Dominic Davis, who had a huge day, ended up scoring on a 1-yard touchdown run. Davis with 150 yards rushing on the day. That was a pickup of 9 on the screen pass, and it'll be 3rd and 1.
And Jack Del Rio does not want this to happen. Like you mentioned how in the Houston game they went right down and scored on the first drive. This team, Jacksonville team, is excited. They don't want to get off on a bad foot early.
Collins going on 3rd and short, and that is caught by Porter. A flag is down. That's a late flag. We could have roughing, but it is an Oakland first down.
Looks like roughing the passer, maybe an illegal blow to the head on Kerry Collins.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 93, helmet-to-helmet contact.
That's
15
Bobby.
yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
McCray, the rookie out of Florida.
And you'll see Bobby McCray, number 93, coming in here, actually got the face mask, pulled the face mask down, and it's been made very clear this year, if you get anywhere near the quarterback's head, and Bobby McCray, even though he's a rookie, he's got to know that those referees are going to throw the flag. That's a huge 15-yard personal foul penalty, putting the Raiders deep into Jaguar territory early in the game.
Zach Crockett in the backfield now for the Raiders. A costly penalty. It moves it up to the 38-yard line. Crockett powers his way down to the 30-yard line. Zach Crockett, who scored a touchdown in 2 of his last 3 games. And Mike Peterson was the first man there to bring him down. The numbers for Zach Crockett. That was a pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Just underway here in Oakland. The Jacksonville Jaguars still alive, not in the postseason. 8th play of the drive upcoming for the Raiders. They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Crockett. A nice hole and another Oakland first down. Crockett gets it inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, John Henderson, number 98, the defensive tackle right over the left guard for the Raiders, got blown out of the way, opened up the hole for Zach Crockett. And I'll tell you, John Henderson told us in our meeting just yesterday, hey, the Raiders may be ranked 32nd in the NFL, but that number 32, Zach Crockett, he runs that ball strong, and we have got to focus on shutting down that running game early. They're not doing a very good job of it to this point.
Crockett, it's first down after the spot. And they keep it on the ground. He stumbles forward down to the 18-yard line. The Raiders showed some spark in the running game against Kansas City. They had 100 yards on the ground and a 4.5 average.
And a big, strong back like Zach Crockett, this is the type of field, these type of conditions are the kind of situation where you look for him to dominate. The shorter, quicker, scat back type of running back is not going to do as well with the planning and the field condition, but Zach Crockett is going to pound it up in there, and he'll do well today.
This time he lead blocks for Zeraway. Zeraway picks up a couple. Darryl Smith, the outside linebacker, with the stop.
And this is about the spot on the field here where Jacksonville needs to stand up. They've got a lot of enthusiasm. It's been a very up and down morning for them, I'm sure, going with the highs and lows of that Pittsburgh-Buffalo game. But they've got to lock in and focus on holding the Raiders to a field goal at the most on this drive.
3rd and we'll call it 5 now for the Raiders, who are threatening on their opening possession. Collins straight back. Plenty of time. Goes to the corner of the end zone for Porter. Can't hang on. Jerry Porter almost had a touchdown for the Raiders.
He almost did, and that ball was really thrown well by Kerry Collins, but I don't know if Jerry Porter would have had both his feet in anyway. You see Kerry's reaction. He thought he had a touchdown. but he missed one, and I don't know if those feet would have gotten down anyway to give him the touchdown, but it was a very well thrown ball by Kerry Collins and a ball that Jerry Porter should have caught.
So we'll see Sebastian Janikowski, who had 3 field goals last week against Kansas City of 46 and 40 yards. This is from 35 yards out. On its way and good. So the Oakland Raiders draw first blood on the field goal by Sebastian Janikowski, a 12-play drive. It took 5.5 minutes off the clock, and the Raiders lead 3-0. And let's take another look at the Porter, and it looked like he did not quite have that second foot down.
It would have been very close. It would have been one of those bang-bang type of plays where the referee would have had to make a quick decision. It may have been disputed one way or the other, but we'll never know because, as we saw right there in the replay, Jerry Porter did not make the catch. And Jacksonville's got to be happy, though. Now, they gave up a few first downs, but held them only to a field goal. They can reestablish momentum here on this first drive themselves.
Porter came in needing 37 yards for his first 1,000-yard season receiving. But the Jacksonville defense able to stiffen and limit the damage to a field goal. David Allen is back deep, awaiting the kick from Sebastian Janikowski. Once again, the Jacksonville Jaguars benefiting from the shocking loss earlier today by the Buffalo Bills to Pittsburgh, and now they have to hope that the Broncos lose to Indianapolis. They have to take care of business here. Allen takes the short kick at the 11-yard line. Finds a seam and gets it out across the 35 to the 36-yard line, and Justin Fargas made the stop. Well, Byron Leftwich suffered a mild concussion in the first quarter last week against Houston. He said he didn't really realize how much it affected him until he watched the game film this week, but he says he's fine, ready to go. The offense is a good one. Meester, one of the best in the NFL at center. Jimmy Smith at wide receiver, another 1,000 yards receiving this year. And Greg Jones, the rookie, starts at running back again for Fred Taylor. Opening possession for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Play action. Leftwich with time. Incomplete. He was trying to hit Kyle Brady, the tight end, and that was overthrown. The Raiders have struggled on defense, but there have been some bright spots. Bobby Hamilton won at defensive end. Clark, 3 years in Jacksonville. He's come into his own at linebacker for Oakland this season, and the Raiders are missing their 2 starting corners. Today it'll be the youngster Nnamdi Asomugha and Denard Walker. 2nd and 10 for Jacksonville after the incomplete pass. First possession for the Jaguars. Leftwich under pressure, stays on his feet and has some room. Finally falls forward, a pickup of 9 yards. And they're going to spot it actually past the 45 to the 46-yard line. That will be a first down.
Now, look at this. You're not going to see this happen too much with Byron Leftwich back there. He is not known as a runner. He does not look very comfortable doing it, but he shows that he's athlete enough to keep his poise, keep his composure, picked up a good, solid first down, 10-yard run. Don't get used to seeing that because it won't happen often.
From the 46-yard line, Jones caught in the backfield. Warren Sapp was all over that one.
And that is just a great play by the many-time Pro Bowler Warren Sapp. You see him right there on the left side of your screen. He gets through, just throws his way through that block, gets up there, gets one hand, and with that big girth on number 99, that's more than enough pull to get the running back on the floor.
And you talk to the Raiders, and they say, yeah, we're 5-10, but we're a pretty good football team at this point of the season. 2nd down and long. Again on the ground, and again no gain for Greg Jones. He was smothered. Hamilton and Danny Clark made the stop.
Then Jacksonville home talking about what could have been for him.
Leftwich from the shotgun. LeBrandon Tofield is the running back. Movement in the line. We've got flags, so this play. It will be short of the first down, so Jacksonville will take the penalty. The pass was complete to Tofield. The Raider defense came in ranked 31st in the NFL, giving up close to 29 points a game. That's next to last in the National Football League, behind San Francisco.
Offside, defense number 93. 5-yard penalty, repeat, third down.
Most penalized team football, and it has cost them a lot of ball games, and it gives the Jaguars new life here on third down.
Tofield stays in. Jacksonville with a more manageable 3rd and 7. Leftwich gets rid of it. This is a first down. It's Tofield, and he's out inside, just inside the 35-yard line. Still a ball game for Jacksonville. The Jaguars trying to answer the first point scored by Oakland on their opening possession. Guns it to the sideline. That is well underthrown, intended for Jimmy Smith.
Working on, he'll have to really focus on making much more accurate throws in the short and intermediate routes.
2nd and 10. We have light rain here in Oakland. That may make the ball a bit slippery. Leftwich again with time. That's batted down. And Jacksonville will retain possession. Tommy Kelly got a piece of the football.
And we'll talk more about that as the game goes along, but Byron Leftwich had good presence. I would have loved to have the ball down so they'd have a 3rd and 10 instead of a 3rd and 17, but at least it prevented a bad play.
We have a flag up the sideline. Nearly picked off and incomplete. It was intended for Jimmy Smith, and Asamoah had the coverage. Raiders indicating that it is against Jacksonville.
Illegal motion, offense number 16, moving at the snap. This penalty is result is 4th down.
You know, this is going to be a key part of the game too as we go along. In these conditions, if the rain gets worse, the field is very sloppy out there, and it's going to be a field position game. The teams that get the good field position are going to have to cash in when they get their opportunities.
Good high punt. Gabriel lets it go. It's into the end zone on the fly, so that will be a touchback, a 42-yard punt, and the Raiders will have their second possession at the 20-yard line. Okay, area relative to the weather we normally get here in the state of California. On the ground, that's Zach Crockett. Picks up maybe 3 or 4.
Here, get this game under control. They've got a real chance at it.
Marvin Harrison with a touchdown catch. The Raiders showing some balance so far. 6 rushes and 6 passes. Here's a screen. Zaraway. And he's wrapped up quickly after a pickup. 1. It'll be 3rd down. Darryl Smith made the tackle.
That was a great, solid play by Darryl Smith. Outside screen passes. Amazing.
3rd and 7 for the Raiders, leading 3-0 here in the first. Collins up top. That's caught. J.R. Redmond. And they're going to rule it incomplete. He had it for a moment, but then lost it after a big hit from Deion Grant, the free safety.
And that was a very close to being a catch. A great Kerry Collins. Put it right on the money. Look at J.R. Redmond. He gets the ball. Does he have it tucked away? It's hard to tell, but a really good, solid hit by Deion Grant, who, as you stated earlier, Bill, has really made a name for himself this year and is being rewarded with a possible trip to the Pro Bowl as an alternate.
Shane Leckler, who is going to his 2nd Pro Bowl, top punter in the National Football League, averaging 47.6 yards a kick. That's 3 yards better than anyone else in the league. David Allen, again, the deep man for Jacksonville. .335 left in the first. 3-0 Raiders. Jacksonville still with a shot at the postseason. And this is off the side of Leckler's foot. Bounces. Allen is going to go ahead and field it. We have a flag on the play, and Allen is brought down at the 47-yard line. With the roll, that was a 41-yard punt and a 9-yard return. Tony Correnti and his crew have already been busy today.
And it was a really good heads-up play by David Allen. He was sitting there waiting for it to take a friendly bounce, and he ended up really controlling the field position with that 9-yard return there.
During the kick, holding receiving team number 57. This penalty be assessed at the spot where the kick ended, 10 yards, first down.
Concussion last week. Out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. With time. Guns it. Kyle Brady, the tight end. Brady's production as a pass receiver has been way down this year after 5 years where he caught 204 passes, which ranked 5th among tight ends in the NFL during that time. But they've gone to him a couple times here in the early going. Jacksonville with only 18 total yards, and one of the reasons that the Jacksonville offense struggled is because Fred Taylor right there has not been playing the last 2 weeks. After the incomplete pass, that one is good. Jimmy Smith has now caught a pass in 60 consecutive games. He's had 3 touchdown receptions in the last 3 games.
And you'll see that is that first throw that Byron Leftwich really gunned out there, got it on the spot, on time, gave Jimmy Smith a real chance to catch that ball, threw the ball where it had to be thrown, because it was pretty good coverage by Denard Walker out there.
Not a very favorable spot for Jacksonville. It'll be 3rd and 1 after the pickup of 9. Jones is the tailback. Edwards the fullback in motion. Play action. They dump it off. That's going to be a first down. Todd Yoder, the tight end. Let's check in with Greg Gumbel in New York for an update.
All right, Bill, in Denver, the Broncos need a win to make the playoffs. If they lose, they don't make it. Jake Plummer rolls this way and finds Ashley Lee good for 38 yards and a touchdown. The Colts and the Broncos are tied at 7, just over 3 minutes to play in the first. Bill and Steve.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. That came obviously of supreme interest for the Jacksonville Jaguars, because if Denver loses and Jacksonville wins, then Jacksonville is in the playoffs. Jones on first down. It's a wall at the 39-yard line.
And Bill, not only is that a huge game for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but that's a huge game for the Denver Broncos, because there's Jake Plummer's under a lot of pressure. Mike Shanahan's under a lot of pressure out there. They've got to win that game, so it means a lot to both of these teams, and it's going to be a great game to watch as it goes along as well.
Second and 8. Nearing the end of the first quarter here in Oakland. 3-0 Raiders. Leftwich will throw it again. He steps up and is brought down. Ted Washington, the big man. We'll get the latest NFL playoff race scenarios with updated brackets for the wild card and divisional playoff weekend. Just click on NFL at CBSSportsline.com. Which brought down at the line of scrimmage, no gain. It'll be 3rd and 8 for Jacksonville. Tofield is in on 3rd down. Dumps it off. That is Tofield. And he has a Jacksonville first down with a couple yards to spare. That was a pickup of 10. Brock Williams, the nickelback, made the stop.
And that's the second time Jacksonville has made a 3rd and fairly long conversion just by dumping the ball down to the tailback. And that's really good presence on Byron Leftwich's part. He's throwing the ball where the Raiders want him to throw the ball. He's the only guy that's open. Byron's being patient enough and taking that and letting his running back try and turn up and make a play. It's worked twice for him today so far.
Jacksonville this season has had trouble converting on 3rd down and in the red zone. Leftwich again on the. And that was intended for the rookie out of Virginia Tech, Ernest Wilford, incomplete.
And you'll see a pretty tight coverage, but Byron Leftwich did have a spot to put that ball. If he puts that ball right on the numbers there is a chance that ball can be completed. But again, we saw a little bit of an accuracy problem. The ball's been coming out a little bit low on Byron Leftwich today. It's 3 or 4 times he's been down near the dirt when he had a chance to maybe make a completion with a decent throw.
And Denard Walker may have gotten away with a little interference on that play. Second down. Raiders, here they come on the blitz. And nothing doing for Jones. He's been bottled up.
This is the
That
end.
time it was Akbar Baja
of the first
Biamila.
quarter.
So that's the end of the first quarter with our score: Oakland 3, Jacksonville nothing.
And I think it's really important, Bill, for Jacksonville to really understand and comprehend the opportunity they have right now with this game. I mean, this is something that they've been talking about for weeks, actually months, all the way back to training camp, how this might be a year they can make some noise. They got a good young football team. They have the opportunity presented to them if they can take control of this football game. I'm waiting to see some life out of this team, some spark, see them grab a hold of this opportunity and get excited about it.
Well, tomorrow on CBS is all new, beginning with Still Standing and the new comedy Listen Up. And don't miss TV's most watched comedy, Everybody Loves Raymond, and 2.5 Men starring Charlie Sheen, followed by an unforgettable new episode of Monday's #1 show, CSI Miami, plus The Late Show with David Letterman and the premiere of The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. All new tomorrow right here on CBS. Now, as we await the start of the second quarter, how about that loss today by Buffalo? That has got to be one of the most disappointing losses in the history of the franchise.
It is a baffler to me. They had everything in their control. Talking about controlling your own destiny. Game at home against Pittsburgh, playing a lot of their backups, and even their 13 quarterback got in there.
Brian St. Pierre, quarterback Willie Parker had over 100 yards at running back. Again, with all that was at stake.
And Buffalo really never had control of that game. They had a big interception return for a touchdown to take the lead for a short period of time, but they did not play like a team that, number one, was ready to play today, and number two, really understood the impact of the importance of that ball game.
Now, Jacksonville had a disappointing loss last week, but you can make the case that they did not have Fred Taylor.
Right.
And in essence, they did not have Byron Leftwich because he suffered a concussion on the second series.
Right. He was not there altogether for most of that ball game.
3rd and 9. Leftwich shifts back to the shotgun. First play of the second quarter. Leftwich guns it, and that is caught for a down by Troy Edwards. Jacksonville's second leading receiver with 47 catches for 512 yards and a touchdown coming in. That was a pickup of 13.
And that was a really good job by Byron Leftwich. But what I do like from the Raiders, one of their big problems this year is getting pressure on the passer. They've done a good so far today, getting some push, getting up in Byron Leftwich's face. And I can tell you, as a quarterback, that takes a toll as the game goes along.
From the 38, Tofield scampers his way down close to the 30, to the 32-yard line. Danny Clark, originally drafted in the 7th round by Jacksonville, made the stop. Well, Fred Taylor, and that is a lot of offense that Jacksonville has to make up. Fred Taylor, much to this Jacksonville offense. And, you know, he had that Fragile Fred label early in his career, but he had started 46 consecutive games before missing last week. Again, Jacksonville on the ground. This is Tofield trying to get the corner. He's driven out of bounds by the strong safety, Marcus Anderson.
And when you talk about Fred Taylor and his impact on this team, he really took a lot of pride in the fact that he was able to get rid of that label on him as being Fragile Fred. He, as you said, basically 3 straight years of ball games without missing anything. Now to miss a couple at the key point in the season, he feels, I'm sure, like he's letting his team down, like they could be using him, like he could make a difference. But Jacksonville can't worry about that today. They've got to find other people to step up and make plays.
12th play of the drive coming. Greg Jones is the tailback, and they give it to Jones. And he is hammered hard and looks to be short of the first down. Tim Johnson and Danny Clark combined to stop.
Boy, that was a pop. You talk about two linebackers in the hole ready to make a pop. That was it right there. Tim Johnson did a super job of filling that hole. Take a look at this. I mean, these guys went up in there and they said, you are not going to make this first down. You saw Tim Johnson, number 51, finish it off, but good look at Danny Clark making the stop. All those guys, those linebackers were right there in the middle of the pile, making sure that Tofield could not get that first down. Or Greg Jones, excuse me.
And that's going to be about a yard short. So 4th and 1.
And you know,
coming for Jacksonville.
This is one of those few times.
4th and 1. Jacksonville still alive for a spot in the playoffs. The Raiders trying to play the part of spoiler. Play action.
Oh.
And that's out to Edwards, the fullback, who has some room and a first down. Jacksonville. And Nard Walker finally brought him down.
And just up the sideline for an 8-9 yard gain.
On first down, Jones moves the pile down to about the 12-yard line. And let's once again check in with Greg Gumbel in New York for an update.
All right, Bill, Jets and Rams are in overtime from 53 yards out. Doug Bryan's kick is no good. Rams keep their hopes alive for the postseason. 3:06 to play in OT, tied at 29. Rams need a win. A tie does them no good.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. This is week 17, man.
You talk about aging quickly. I'll tell you, that's the kind of game that ball missed about a foot right of that upright.
And Jacksonville is right in the thick of things. 15th play of this drive upcoming. They trail 3-0. Leftwich brings it down and heads up the middle, down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Warren Sapp made the stop.
Byron Leftwich is trying to prove us wrong. Those of us don't think he's much of a runner. He's not afraid to tuck it today, it looks like. And I'll tell you what, he's got to be careful, though, because big number 92, Ted Washington, right there in the middle of your screen. Number 99, Warren Sapp. That's a lot of pound, a lot of meat on top of that big body. It's been pretty beat up anyway. You know, it's been a tough year for Byron Leftwich with the concussion last week and a knee injury a few weeks back. So he's got to be careful sticking his nose in there.
But he's a warrior, undisputed leader of this team.
Timeout.
Takes the timeout.
They're first. This is a 30-second timeout.
First timeout for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it was interesting. Everyone we talked to about young Byron Leftwich talked about his leadership ability and how he is wise beyond his years in terms of football knowledge. He can run this offense.
And you know, one of the most impressive things about Byron Leftwich, look at that. What? St. Louis comes back and beats the New York Jets. So St. Louis is alive. And the Jets still have a possibility of squeezing in the back door. Got to have some help on that. They need Denver to lose in order to find a way to squeak in the back door. So now both Jacksonville and the New York Jets are watching that Denver-Indianapolis game. But talking about Byron Leftwich, in our conversation yesterday, the thing that impressed me the most, he said he has a short memory. He doesn't hold on to the good games very long, and he lets go of the games as well. He feels like last week will be in the past. Coming into this game, no problem.
3rd and 5. Jacksonville threatening. Leftwich take off, and he's down to the 8-yard line. The Raiders closed in a hurry.
And I'll tell you what, that's a hit now. And Byron, again, he's a big target out there. If he's going to run the ball, he's got to understand, you know, this team needs you to play for years. They're counting on you for a lot of years. You keep taking hits like that, you're not going to hold up too well.
Turdell Sands made the stop, and Danny Clark had a pop as well. So we'll see the rookie, Josh Scobie, 22 of 29 in field goal tries coming in, along of 53. This will be from 26 yards out to tie the game. Up and good. So Jacksonville is on the board with 10:50 remaining in the half. And again, Here's Greg Gumbel in New York with an update.
All right, Bill, in St. Louis, this is how it ended from 31 yards away. Jeff Wilkins' kick is perfect. It gives the Rams a 32-29 win. It gives St. Louis a spot in the NFC playoffs along with the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. This has been a wild day already, and we have a good one here in Oakland. The Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars tied at 3, 10-15 remaining in the half. Jacksonville still alive for a spot in the postseason, and the Raiders at 5 and 10, relishing the role of spoiler today. There's Jack Del Rio. We talked to him yesterday. He said, oh, look, I'm realistic about things. It's unlikely we're going to get to the postseason, but we're going to play to finish 9 and 7. That's a heck of a lot better than 8 and 8. He didn't think that he would be in this position today, and yet here he is for the Jacksonville Jaguars, because Buffalo lost against Pittsburgh earlier today.
It's getting more and more likely as the day goes by, and if they just take care of their business, it is very realistic this ball club could be in the playoffs.
That was 17 plays on that drive. It went 67 yards and took over 8 minutes off the clock. Gabriel at the 6-yard line, picking his way out to the 29, and that's where the Oakland Raiders will take over first. And with 10-10 remaining in the half, we're tied at 3.
Tired of endless searches for low fares? Now available, the Southwest Shortcut shows you exactly which days our lowest online fares are available. Only at southwest.com.
You're to move about the country.
Hey, Chubbs, first day? Yeah. No. The answer's always no. You got that Quasimodo? Now, I'm a caller. Hi, can I redeem my credit card miles? No. That's right. Mix it up. Tic-tac, no. E-I-E-I, no. Marco!
Paul, no.
All right. Are we clear?
Yeah. No. Hey, shouldn't they just call Capital One?
Hey.
Yeah.
Go from no to no hassle with Capital One no hassle rewards. There's no blackout dates on any airline anytime.
What's in your wallet?
Oh, I got a couple bucks. Bus pass.
Not you.
Trailers don't have anti-lock brakes, crumple zones. That's why we designed the new Ford Super Duty with the only integrated trailer brake controller, part of our exclusive tow command system. Because what good is towing up to 19,200 pounds if you can't control it? This is the next Ford Super Duty, built Ford tough.
The Amazing Race is TV's best reality show. A storm in Hungary could put the wrestlers down for the
Can't be happening.
Will the father and daughter make it across the Danube in a raft?
Roll harder than that.
And the models cry foul.
When I find out who pulled the gate down, one of you I am going to break in half.
Don't miss the new Amazing Race, CBS Tuesday.
After the Josh Scobie field goal, the Raiders set to go back to work. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. We're tied at 3. Collins up, looking for somewhere to go, and that's incomplete. That was to swing it out to Amos Zaraway, and that may have been a pass that was thrown behind him, which would have been a lateral.
Very, very close. I actually thought it was thrown back. Let's look at it again here.
Pass, second down. Incomplete.
He was ruled a forward pass.
See, he's right there on the line, and that throw is behind the line.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, they got lucky. That could have been a 5-yard loss or so for the Raiders.
2nd and 10. Straight back. Dumps it off to Crockett. Crockett is wrapped up immediately after a pickup of 3 yards. Deke Cooper made the stop.
And that's something we're going to get used to seeing after talking to Kerry Collins. The Raiders offense is built to make big plays, try and get the ball up the field. But Jacksonville is built to not allow big plays. And Kerry felt that the Jacksonville Jaguars linebackers are underneath coverage is the weakness of their defense. So if it's not there up the field, he's going to try and be patient and check the ball down, let his running backs, tight ends run the ball.
3rd and 7. Porter's the motion man. Collins again will throw. Goes up top. And that's Alvis Whitted. But intercepted. And Whitted had to slow down.
Yep.
And that left Rashean Mathis in position to make the interception, and he did.
And I'll tell you what, that Kerry Collins' forte is to make that big throw. He didn't make it that time.
So a turnover for the Jacksonville Jaguars here in the 2nd quarter.
What if our loved ones who have died could reach us? Noise of our modern electronic devices. What if they're not the only ones who can get through? White Noise, rated PG-13, in theaters Friday.
For those who never quit, the battery that never quits, Energizer.
Big colorful toy with all the spinny boppy buzzy things, $29. The box it came in, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For hours of entertainment, there's MasterCard.
When am I supposed to add this?
Snoop wants to know when to add the fabric softener.
I don't know. Ask what's his name.
Snoop use fabric softener?
Snoop does his own laundry? That's hot.
No wonder Snoop smells so good. Fabric softener, so those hip-hop guys get all the chicks.
Now, for a limited time, get the new Sidekick 2, only $1.99.
Everybody needs a sidekick.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. The next Ford Super Duty, tougher, stronger, smarter. And by Universal Pictures' White Noise, in theaters this Friday.
After the interception by Rashean Mathis on the underthrown ball from Kerry Collins, Byron Leftwich is ready to go back to work for the Jacksonville Jaguars on 1st down. Leftwich, and that was tipped. Incomplete. Tim Johnson got a piece of it, and let's take another look, Steve, at the interception.
Well, you're going to see, here's Alvis Whitted right here. He's going to come off the line. He's going to go up and make a little out to try and make the safety back, make Rashean Mathis bite. And there, you see him bite. He gets open. He's 5 yards behind. That's a throw that Kerry Collins will make 99 times out of 100. And Rashean Mathis got away with getting beat right there. Did not pay the ultimate price. And the Jaguars live to see another day here.
That was the game's first turnover.
The first opportunity to make a big play.
4 wide receivers for Jacksonville, but they keep it on the ground. Tofield gets it to the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. Well, coming up on the Nextel halftime report, join Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer for all the latest NFL scores and highlights, an update of the playoff picture. That's all coming up on the Nextel halftime report. Jacksonville 4 of 7 on 3rd down so far today. This will be 3rd and 8. Again, 4 wide receivers in for Jacksonville. Tofield is in the backfield with Leftwich. That's complete, and it looks like Troy Edwards is about a yard short of a 1st down.
And a good, solid defensive play by the Raiders there. Again, dropping back, playing soft zone, which really is uncharacteristic for them. They're a man-to-man type of team, but they've been decimated by injuries to their cornerbacks and their safeties. They've had a lot of issues. They're playing it smart, playing it safe this year, making Byron Leftwich be patient, check it down, coming up and making the tackle.
That was Brock Williams, back, who was re-signed by the Raiders 2 weeks ago because of all the injuries in the secondary. Chris Hansen's punt. Takes a Jacksonville bounce. Gabriel let it go, and it is downed at about the 30-yard line. A 43-yard punt. We're tied at 3 here in Oakland.
Performance and handling like a car. All-wheel drive capability like an SUV. The totally new Ford Freestyle. One vehicle, endless possibilities. Ford, built for the road ahead.
A lot of flavor on these new spicy wings. A lot of flavor. Maybe too much flavor.
Maybe we should stop eating them.
That's a good one! Too much flavor.
Too much flavor? All the more to savor. Introducing KFC's brand new finger-licking good spicy barbecue wings and smoky jalapeno sauce with a shot of honey. 6 for $2.99, 18 for $7.99. Or try our classic honey barbecue wings. There's no such thing as too much flavor at KFC.
It's all about the O. And the O is all about the codes. Sometimes it's all about the outdoors. It's all about the office. It's all about the home and books, music, videos. Then again, on occasion, it's all about the gold.
Save on thousands of products at Overstock.com. It's all about the O.
Don Epps is an FBI agent. His brother Charlie is a math genius. They'll work together to solve crimes.
The violence has escalated. Everything is numbers.
But their dad has plans of his own.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your girlfriend? I'm her thesis advisor. Does that mean she can't be your girlfriend?
Numbers. Premieres Sunday, January 23rd.
Jacksonville goes 3 and out after the interception. So the Raiders, following the punt, will operate 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Jack Del Rio knows what's at stake. Jacksonville still alive for a spot in the postseason. Zaraway. And he's hit hard right at the line of scrimmage. So the playoff picture starting to take focus now. The teams on the left are in and still alive. Denver, which is in the driver's seat, and Jacksonville and Baltimore.
And Denver, if they win, they're in. But if Denver loses, that puts Baltimore in automatically. If Baltimore loses along with Denver, Jacksonville's going in. So, and let me clarify, if Denver loses, Jacksonville automatically goes in if they win.
That is right. 2nd down for Collins. And that is picked off. Another errant throw from Collins. Donovan Darius, the strong safety. So Jacksonville gets it right back. 2 turnovers for the Raiders.
Prohibition was a very tough time, not only for my family, but for everyone who enjoyed beer. So when it came to an end in 1933, my grandfather gave to his father a Budweiser Clydesdale 8-horse hitch and wagon. That 8-horse hitch and wagon eventually took the very first case of post-Prohibition Budweiser up Pennsylvania Avenue to President Roosevelt. Today, our symbol of pride and quality rolls on.
Pat of butter. I hate recipes that use slang.
Big Boy's making brisket and wants to know how much pat of butter is.
Whenever I see that in a recipe, I just throw the whole stick in. I'll ask Jeeves.
Big Boy is making brisket?
What kind of moron doesn't know how much a pat of butter is?
Now for a limited time, get the new Sidekick 2, only $1.99.
Everybody needs a sidekick.
Invention is greater than convention. Moving forward is greater than sitting still. Simple is greater than complex. Greater power, greater technology, greater beauty. The all-new Audi A6. It's greater to lead than follow.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by T-Mobile. Get more minutes, more features, more service. And by Budweiser, the bright color and crisp, clean taste found in the king of beers.
After the interception, the best field position to start a drive for Jacksonville from their own 40-yard line. Tied at 3. Greg Jones, the deep back, and Jones gets it left side with some room, pulls his way, and finally out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Well, coming this Thursday to CBS, a new competition unlike anything you've ever seen. 12 of the most creative people in America face off in a battle that makes the action on the gridiron look almost friendly. Wickedly Perfect premieres Thursday at 8, 7 Central here on CBS, America's most watched network. Neither team has really lit it up on offense. Level at 3. Again, Jacksonville on the ground. Jones gets it close to midfield. They'll spot it at the Jacksonville 49-yard line. Perella and Johnson combined to make the stop. Jacksonville benefited from the loss earlier today, the unlikely loss at home by the Buffalo Bills. Jacksonville still alive for a spot in the playoffs, but for that final spot, the Denver Broncos are in control as they lead at 10-7. If they win, then the Broncos are in the postseason. It doesn't matter what Jacksonville does here. 3rd and short, 4 wide receivers in for Jacksonville. They'll go from the shotgun. Leftwich to Brady is tied in. And that will move the chains down to the 43-yard line of the Oakland Raiders. Marcus Anderson, the strong safety, made after a pickup of 9.
And that's a good, strong throw by Byron Leftwich. Kyle Brady, big target, does a good job finding the soft spot in that zone. And that time Byron put it right on the numbers. Good, solid 3rd down conversion. They're actually playing well on 3rd down today, which has not been their pattern as of late. So that's a big improvement by Byron Leftwich in this offense.
Hey, come your way. On 1st down, we have flags. And they'll blow this one dead.
Yeah, they got Reggie Williams for getting a little head start in the slot. Number 11 in the slot up there.
False start. Offense. Number 11. 5-yard penalty remains. 1st down.
Reggie Williams, the 9th player selected overall in the 2004 draft. Rookie out of the University of Washington. The Raider defense has allowed a league-high 50 touchdowns, but so far they've held the Jacksonville Jaguars without one today.
They've played very today, and we'll see if it'll hold up for 4 quarters. It has not been their trademark, that's for sure.
After the penalty, 1st and 15. They run the delay. Tofield. And Tofield is inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Stuart Schwaggart, the safety, made the stop.
And that's a nice little change up by the Jaguars. Put Byron Leftwich back there in the gun and run the draw play. You're in 1st and 15. If you can pick up half of it, give yourself a desirable 2nd and 3rd down situation. It's a heck of a lot better than sitting back and looking at 3rd and 15 after you throw a couple of incomplete passes.
So Taylor, he would love to be out there. But for the 2nd straight week, Jacksonville without their leading rusher, one of the best in the National Football League. 2nd and 6 for the Jaguars. Leftwich under pressure. Scrambles and dives forward in the mud down to the 36-yard line.
You know, I'm beginning to think Byron Leftwich likes the taste of that mud. He's getting down and dirty in it all day. I used to not like it very much, eating all that muddy water, and he seems to be having a good old time.
Remember when you were a kid out there, when it was raining, that's when you got your friends on the phone. Come on, let's go.
Every year, Bill, I played 17 years, and every year it becomes a little less fun.
Now that is what they have done collectively without Fred Taylor. Tofield, the leading rusher, 20 yards, but it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and call it 3 for Jacksonville. Quick snap. They run the draw, And the Raiders were all over that one. Tim Johnson was deep into the Jacksonville backfield.
You know, the Jaguars they were rushed. They got to the line a little bit late. They had to rush the snap. And I don't think Byron Leftwich actually saw Tim Johnson come up on the end of the line of scrimmage up top, come off the blitz. They came off of both edges. Not a good call against that particular type of blitz. Obviously, block Tim Johnson.
After the loss of 4, we'll see Chris Hansen on to punt. Trying to find the corner, and this is a great punt inside the 5 and down inside the 4-yard line. A 37-yard punt, but it pins the Raiders deep. We're tied at 3.
Well, I had a dream beneath an orange sky.
The multifunctional element.
Yes, I had a dream
from Honda.
Stood beneath an orange sky.
Where will it take you?
I never wore black. My old dangerous shampoo always left flakes. So I switched to Selsun Blue Moisturizing Shampoo. Doctor recommended for flakes and itch, with aloe moisturizers for healthier hair and scalp. Never wear black without the blue. Selsun Blue.
Hey, you're all right, man.
For those who never quit, the battery that never quits. Energizer. Keep going.
In Richmond, you're more likely to go to prison than college. If you don't perform in the classroom, you will not play.
You challenge them academically?
Yes, ma'am.
And what if they fail?
Then we fail.
Basketball's the only thing that these boys have got.
Man, we messed it up.
You're gonna get through this.
Samuel L. Jackson.
I will do everything to get you to a better life.
Coach Carter. Rated PG-13. Special sneak preview this Saturday.
He's David Letterman, the biggest guy in late night.
Wow!
He's Craig Ferguson, the newest guy in late night.
Holy cow, that's terrifying.
CBS Late Night, big and new.
Let's get it on!
The Late Show with David Letterman, followed by the all-new Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, premiering Monday.
We're living the dream!
It's Late Night done right on CBS.
The Raiders had 67 yards on their very first drive. That resulted in a field goal in the 3 possessions since. They have -9 yards and 2 interceptions. On first down, Crockett pulls his way out to the 9-yard line. Well, coming Sunday, January 23rd to CBS, get ready for a whole new kind of crime solving. 2 brothers, one FBI agent, the other's a math genius. Their secret weapon for cracking cases, Numbers, from groundbreaking directors Tony and Ridley Scott. Numbers premieres Sunday, January 23rd on CBS, America's most watched network. Amos Zaraway has checked in. Crockett is the motion man. They give it to Zaraway up the middle. And he stumbles out across the 10 to the 13-yard line. And that will bring up 3rd down. We've reached the 2-minute warning here in Oakland. We are knotted at 3.
Introducing the 300 horsepower Acura RL. With voice-activated technology and super handling all-wheel drive, power can be shifted front to rear, side to side, and while cornering, the outside rear wheel is accelerated for dramatically improved handling in all weather conditions. The all-new Acura RL.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. I'm full! Taco Bell's Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the half-pound beef and potato burrito with seasoned beef and golden potatoes. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
Come celebrate the end of late fees at Blockbuster. Now, if you need an extra day or 2 with your movies and games, take them. Enjoy. The end of late fees, the start of more than Blockbuster.
When it comes to shipping, talk is cheap. Mistakes aren't.
Ron's got the horsepower.
They've got the planes, the technology. Truth is, I don't care how they do it. I just care that my packages get there on time. Hey, all I ask for is perfection. Other than that, I'm pretty easy.
UPS delivers more packages on time than anyone. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by Nextel. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done.
2 minutes left in the half. On third down, Jacksonville would like to force a punt. They'd have pretty good field position to try to come up with some points before halftime. Motion man for the Raiders. They keep it on the ground. J.R. Redmond, and he has a Raider first down. So now let's see if Oakland opens things up a little bit. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Remember, Jacksonville took one early in the game.
And if I'm Oakland here now, you did exactly what you wanted to do coming out of your own end zone. Get a first down, try and eliminate the possibility of the Jaguars getting the ball on your side of the field.
Just short of the 20-yard line. Play action. Collins. That's caught. Doug Gabriel, and that is another Oakland first down, a pickup of 14.
And now that completion makes it very realistic.
Oakland.
The Raiders will use one of their timeouts with 1:19 left in the half. It's all coming up on the Nextel halftime report. Jacksonville Jaguars may run in and catch a little bit of that themselves. They're still alive for a spot in the postseason. Watching with interest the game between Denver and Indianapolis. If Denver wins, then Denver's in the postseason. Jacksonville, regardless of what happens here, is out. Collins up top. Incomplete, out of bounds. Doug Gabriel well out of bounds.
And not even close. What we're going to say was that now that completion before the timeout gives the Raiders a legitimate chance to think about going for a field goal. That ball, good coverage by Rasheed Mathis. Kerry Collins threw the ball where he had to throw it on the outside, where only his player could make the catch, but it wasn't really close. While we were away, they added 1 second to the play clock. So now 1:15 remaining in the half. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. No touchdowns in the game so far. Each team with a field goal. Collins, plenty of time toward the side. That is caught. The official goes down hard. Jerry Porter made the reception. And again, out of bounds, that stops the clock. Even if it is a catch, the clock stops. If it's incomplete, the clock stops. So Jacksonville, if the Raiders don't convert, will get the ball back.
The pass is ruled as an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
So now if you're the Raiders, do you try and pick up the 3rd and 10, or do you run the ball, try and make Jacksonville burn one of their timeouts? It's kind of a chess game here. What's North Turner going to do? If I'm North Turner, I run the ball here. Don't risk the possibility of turning the ball over. Make Jacksonville use one of their timeouts, and then let Leckler try and pin him back deep. John McGrath was the official who went down, but he was back up in a hurry. Very game here on the final weekend of the season. That's caught by Zerouay, and he has a first down. Now it looks like they're going to spot him short because his knee might have hit last jump. You're absolutely right. That's going to be a yard short. Donovan Darius made the tackle. Now they may question this because I think it was closer to the first down than that actual spot, but his knee definitely the call that it was about a yard short of the first down. David Allen is back deep for Jacksonville. Good high punt, and it goes out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. So that's where Jacksonville will take over with 20 seconds remaining in the half. A 37-yard punt from Leckler. Be here. We're tied at 3. Hopefield in the backfield. Smith.
And he loses the football. The Raiders fall on it. Oh, goodness.
Well, that ball was squirting around in there.
Signal was that Jacksonville had kept it.
Tommy Kelly came up with it, number 93.
But you see now that they've settled on.
The ball is ruled fumble, recovered by Oakland.
There you go on an Oakland.
Is the knee down before the ball is popped? Well, can't.
We are reviewing the play to determine if the runner was down by contact prior to the fumble. After reviewing the play, the Jacksonville runner had the ball knocked out of his hand prior to his knee touching the ground with contact. Therefore, the ruling on the stand, Oakland's ball, first down.
Well, that shows how much I know.
There you go. Season. They cannot control what happens with Denver and Indianapolis. They have to take care of business here. And the Raiders with a huge opportunity just before halftime. On first down. Collins will throw. Pump fake. Into the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Jerry Porter was the intended receiver.
And that is the kind of throw that Kerry Collins has been making.
Late.
I think he threw it late. His timing was a little bit off, and he tried to get it there quick, so he couldn't put the arrow on it that he wanted to.
Dwayne Washington had the coverage. Second down. They'll take another shot. This to the sideline. Jolly, the tight end. Out of bounds inside the 10.
And
with
now
5 seconds left in the half.
And now they have to kick it. 5 seconds. The cutoff line pretty much is 7 seconds in the NFL. They've got to kick this, and they're grateful to have the opportunity to get 3 points. Given the situation, that 3 points is going to be very important when this game is all over.
Conversely, though, Jacksonville happy to get away with only losing 3 points. That
Right.
could have been devastating.
Right, but you know what? A defensive coach like Jack Del Rio, he's sitting there saying, you know, I should have been more conservative. I guarantee you, I know his mentality. He's saying I shouldn't have taken a chance on throwing the football.
A 27-yard field goal try, and that is good from Sebastian Janikowski. As the clock winds down, ending the first half. Now that's the game that Jacksonville's keeping an eye on. Denver 17-14 now, nearing the end of the first half. The fellas in New York will have all the highlights for you. An update of the playoff picture. David Allen takes it with Jacksonville. And that will be the final play of the first half. Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer will be along for our studio in New York with the Nextel halftime report. Much offense, 122 yards for Jacksonville, 112 for the Raiders. Both teams have 7 first downs.
If both teams have been struggling, and I'll tell you what, the key, I think, for Jacksonville, if they really want to win this ball game, they've got to find ways for Byron Leftwich to get the ball to Jimmy Smith in the passing game. That has to happen.
Let's take a look at our fantasy notebook. And if you got anybody on either of these teams, it's not a great so far.
Yeah, it's not going to do much for you. 77 yards for Byron and 71 yards for Kerry Collins. The rushing game, again, not much there. Both teams only have 7 first downs. So you can see the receivers, the ball, there's only been a few completions on each side of the ball. Nobody is standing out. There have been no big plays made in this ball game.
The headline probably, Steve, would be how the Raiders have been able to control Jimmy Smith with the inexperienced cornerbacks. Denard Walker is a veteran year out of LSU, but Nnamdi Asamoah in his second year out of Cal is a converted safety who really has been pressed into action as the starter. Philip Buchanan and Charles Woodson are both out today.
Well, a lot of people might think in these conditions it might be tough to throw the football, but really, as a quarterback myself, in these conditions, the offense, I really believe, has the advantage because the receiver, i.e. Jimmy Smith, knows where he's going to be going, whereas the defensive back is the one to react, and therefore his footing is going to be a little bit more uncertain. So I look for Jimmy Smith to make some plays in the second half.
Well, we're underway in the second half. Line drive kick bounces off of David Allen. He finally gathers it in. And gets out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Justin Fargas made the stop, and that is where Jacksonville will take over for their first possession of the second half trailing 6-3.
And this here is what you're going to call, what I would call a statement drive. Jacksonville has to come out and say, you know what, we are going to make a statement on this first drive, get some points on the board, make some first downs, make some plays, and try to take control of this ball game.
Jacksonville had 34 snaps in the first half, but 17 came on that long drive where they got a field goal. Leftwich still has it, decides to run, and is out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Bobby Hamilton made the stop. And once again, Jacksonville got some good news early today when Buffalo lost to Pittsburgh. They have to win here against the Raiders and hope that Denver loses to Indianapolis. Tote Field around the right side across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
And I like what Jack Del Rio and Bill Musgrave have decided to do here in the second half. They're coming out with a no-huddle offense, trying to push a tempo for their offense. They had none in the first half. We made that very clear, but the second half, they're trying to dictate to the Raiders the tempo of this ball game.
Third and a long one. And this has been a spot that has been difficult for Jacksonville. Jones. It's going to be awfully close. It depends on the spot. It looks like he may have gotten it on the second surge. Bobby Hamilton again made the tackle.
You know, Greg Jones is a big young back, and I'll tell you, he did make that on his own. That second effort, got that first down. He did a great job. Watch his legs keep moving after contact. He's met Marcus Anderson with a great hit there, but Greg Jones carried him for the first down.
Leftwich, right side, we have a penalty flag. That is caught by Kyle Brady, but let's check the flag.
And it looks like it's going to be one of those illegal contact on the outside away from the play, but the Jaguars, I think, are going to get a penalty out of this one.
It's thrown on the other side of the field.
Illegal use of the hands, hands to the face, defense, number 21. 5-yard penalty, automatic.
They'll call it on Nnamdi Asomugha.
And Nnamdi Asomugha told us he was going to try and do some things to change up his looks against a big-time receiver like Jimmy Smith, but one thing he can't do, he can't go to the head of a wide receiver with your hands. They'll catch you every time these days.
From the 39-yard line on first down. Toward the sideline. Did he have both feet in? No, says the official. Troy Edwards did a good job to hang on the football, but could not get both feet down.
Hey, that was a great read by Byron Leftwich and a great catch by Troy Edwards. But you know what? Byron Leftwich has to get that ball down. His team needs him to start making those throws when receivers are open. He's making the right decision. He's got to deliver the ball a little bit better.
2nd and 10, just underway in the second half. 6-3 Raiders. Complete. Picked up by the Raiders. That's Tim Johnson.
The ball never hit the ground.
With the deflection, and that's going to be Oakland football. Reggie Williams could not hang on.
What a great play by Tim Johnson.
So the Raiders with a turnover here early in the second half. They lead 6-3.
Sand painting is practiced by many cultures. Notice how they place sand, one grain at a time. They've been working on this piece for over 8 days. I'm sorry, no pictures, please. Just look at the detail.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $149 internet specials to 59 destinations nationwide. Purchased by January 16.
You are now free to move about the country.
Evening, boys. Looks like you fellas are having some kind of party.
No, sir. No party at all.
See, we've had reports of referees taking people's Bud Light and replacing it with Miller Lite.
Oh, wrong. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's bad. Listen, guys, I'm going to need to see a receipt for that Bud Light.
Jerry, you got that receipt? Yeah, receipt. Yeah, I got it right. Run!
Some people will do anything to get the great taste of Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
We got zebras on the run requesting backup.
Excuse me. I'm ready for my test drive.
I brought my own course.
It's your last chance for Mazda's Drive in the New Year sales event. Lease the Mazda 6, Automobile Magazine All-Star for just $199 a month. That's the 2005 Mazda 6i Sports Sedan for just $199 a month for 36 months with $19.99 due at lease signing. It all ends January 3rd. Get to your Mazda dealer for a test drive now.
Amazing Race Tuesday. A storm in Hungary could knock out the wrestlers.
This can't be happening.
And the models cry foul.
One of you I'm going to break in half.
A new Amazing Race, CBS Tuesday.
Tim Johnson in the right place at the right time on the pass, batted away by Denard Walker, and the Raiders will take over at midfield. 1st and 10 for Oakland. Crockett. And he gets down to the 47-yard line, and great coverage on the interception by Denard Walker.
Yeah, you know, this was really a good throw by Byron Leftwich, but great play by Denard Walker, who gets a little excited about it. Shows you these Raiders really want to win this ball game. They've got a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy. They want to win this ball game, and Tim Johnson did a great job of being in the right place at the right time and making the shoestring grab as well.
It's almost as if the Raiders were the team fighting for a spot in the playoffs. Collins, incomplete. Porter had it in his hands but couldn't pull it in.
And that was one of those where I think Jerry Porter was so surprised. Nobody around him. He said, someone's got to be around here to hit me. You look at him, he'll stick his arms out. The ball hits him right where it needs to hit him, right in the hands. And he says, I can't believe no one's here to hit me. I thought I was going to get a headache on that play, but didn't happen. And that is
only 5 yards. He came in needing 37 yards for his first 1,000-yard season receiving. 3rd and 7 for Oakland, trying to take advantage of the interception. Collins steps up now, has plenty of time. Pulls it in, pursued from behind. He's going to have a 1st down, but there's a flag on the opposite side of the field. Greg Favors pulled him down.
Illegal shift, offense. 2 players moving at the same time. The man in motion never came to a complete stop. This is a 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
So a fine individual effort by Collins negated. They'll march it back. So go back into Oakland territory.
And that's one of those plays where Kerry Collins himself is not much of a runner. You got 2 quarterbacks that are much more comfortable in the pocket, but he decided he had to run. He had no other option, made all that effort. He sees that flag. He says, probably my biggest run of the year, called back for a penalty.
So 3rd and 11. J.R. Redmond is checked in for Oakland. Coming on the blitz. The ball is down on the turf. There's a scramble for it. And let's see who comes away with the football. Well, they're calling it 4th down, so that means the Raiders retain possession.
And the Jacksonville Jaguars did a great job of confusing Kerry Collins on that play. You had Bobby McCray and Deke Cooper coming off of one side, but the Jaguars showed Kerry coming off the other side, and I think Kerry Collins was expecting him to come off his left side. They disguised it very well and obviously caught him off guard, and the Raiders are fortunate that the Jaguars didn't come up with that fumble.
David Allen is back deep for Jacksonville. Weckler. Fine punt. Fair catch called for and made by Allen at the 13-yard line. A 40-yard punt. No return for Jacksonville.
Excuse me. I'm ready for my test drive. I brought my own course.
It's your last chance for Mazda's Drive in the New Year sales event. Lease the Mazda 6, a 2-time Automobile Magazine All-Star for just $199 a month. That's the 2005 Mazda 6i Sports Sedan for just $199 a month for 36 months with $19.99 due at lease signing. It all ends January 3rd. Get to your Mazda dealer for a test drive now.
I'd like my hard drive to fry like a mozzarella stick.
I'd like all our family photos to just disappear.
I'd like
Traffic system failure.
Millions of Americans are just asking for a computer virus because they're not nearly as protected as they think they are.
No, it'd be awesome if my computer could make the sound of a Yeti.
That's why America Online now gives away virus protection to all our members. Absolutely free.
That's what I want.
Want a better internet? You belong at America Online.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Coca-Cola, let's make it real. And by America Online. Want a better internet? You belong at America Online.
Muddy conditions in the rain here in Oakland. The Jacksonville offense trying to get something going. Only a field goal, 2 turnovers, 3 punts to show for things today. Inspired play by the Raider defense. Jacksonville tries to keep their playoff hopes alive. 1st and 10 for Jacksonville. Caught. Ernest Wilford, the rookie. And a flag. That was a pickup of 12.
Yep, it's going to be negated because of a little bit of excessive celebration there by Ernest Wilford. He needs to act like a pro, pick the ball up, give it to the back in the huddle. That's going to cost his team.
4th round pick for Jacksonville.
And he's excited. He made a big play, took a hit, wanted to show he's okay, but he's going to cost his team. That was a big 1st down.
At the conclusion of the play, taunting, offense, number 19. As the 1st down had been made, this penalty will be assessed half the distance to the goal. It'll be 1st down and 10 yards to gain.
You know, you see a great catch. He extends. He's not afraid to go up. Marcus Anderson's there to hit it, but Ernest Wilford says, hey, I'm all right. Take this.
Think Jack might have a word with him about that?
I think that Jack Del Rio might have a little word with Ernest Wilford. Ernest Wilford might not want to go back to the sideline.
So 1st down. They'll move it back in essence where Jacksonville started after the punt. For 10 minutes remaining in the 3rd, 6-3 Raiders. Smith falls across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
And again, Jacksonville's going with the no huddle here, trying to dictate the tempo again. Good throw and catch there on that play, about an 8-yard pickup. Jacksonville needs a lot more out of that. Jimmy Smith's going to be the guy. He's going to be the guy that has to make the plays today.
3 catches, 22 yards for Smith. Deep and incomplete. That was intended for Troy Edwards. Denard Walker with the coverage.
I know what Byron Leftwich was trying to do here. He saw that Denard Walker had good coverage over the top. He wanted to stop Troy Edwards with that football. It's called a back shoulder throw. He saw that Denard Walker could not see the football, wanted to stick it right on Troy Edwards, but Troy Edwards and he were not on the same page.
So 3rd and 2 for Jacksonville. Leftwich. For Smith, incomplete. He threw it behind him.
Yep, he had Jimmy Smith open again.
Jacksonville will have to punt.
And you see Ray Buchanan was there, but Ray Buchanan would not have had a chance to make that play had that ball been thrown out in front of Jimmy Smith. Byron Leftwich, he's making the right choices, as we've said many times today, but he's got to deliver the ball on the money. This is a huge game his team is counting on.
Hansen from the 5. Gets that away. That's a good punt. Gabriel retreats back. Fields it at the 27-yard line and a nice open field tackle. So from the 27, that's where the Raiders will take over after the 53-yard punt.
Excuse me. I'm ready for my test drive. I brought my own course.
It's your last chance for Mazda's Drive in the New Year sales event. Lease the Mazda 6, a two-time Automobile Magazine All-Star for just $199 a month. That's the 2005 Mazda 6i Sports Sedan for just $199 a month for 36 months with $19.99 due at lease signing. It all ends January 3rd. Get to your Mazda dealer for a test drive now.
Hello.
Yo.
Where are you?
I'm in London. Where are you?
We're in Paris. Thought you were in Tokyo.
Thought you were in Boston.
Change of plans. What's up?
Thanks. We need to reroute the shipment.
New terms?
New terms, new specs, new schedules.
Show me.
There you go.
Change of plans. Okay, will do. See you in New York.
Change of plans. See you in L.A.
Au revoir.
Sayonara.
So what's up? The usual.
When change is part of the plan, that's on-demand business from IBM.
Hi, this is Mr. Foreman. If you ever give my daughter an alcoholic beverage, I will hunt you down and neuter you. Dad! Dinner's ready.
A daughter in college.
I got you some pepper spray.
Oh, how sweet. A baby on the way. But it's never too late.
How old? 26 years old. You're my new boss.
To be surprised.
How old are you? I'm 51.
Wow. It's like a year older than my dad, so that's weird.
Yeah.
In Good Company. Rated PG-13. In theaters January 14th.
Access NFL.com for live scores and stats. And after the games, AOL members get exclusive NFL.com features only on AOL.
Owen Wilson. Archangel is down, and I am on the run. Gene Hackman.
The American people want their pilot back.
Behind enemy lines. CBS tonight.
Tonight on 60 Minutes, how did two students turn a college project into a $50 billion company? 60 Minutes takes you inside Google and tells you what's in store for the new year. That's 60 Minutes tonight. We welcome you back to Oakland. The Raiders on their last possession were set up at midfield. They went 3 and out. This time they'll start from their own 27-yard line. Zorway alone in the backfield for Oakland. 7 possessions. Loses it, and again the ball is on the turf. Barry Sims.
Big John Henderson upset about something, but you'll see Kerry Collins, when he was coming out of college, one of the big issues that he had was with his kind of different release that he has. Watch the ball, he kind of swings the ball out and drops it. Nobody touching the ball, just kind of slips out of his hand.
Well, he hit Barry Sims in the back as he was bringing the ball back with his elbow.
He's got that little loop where he drops around and kind of cups the ball. John Henderson is saying he recovered that fumble.
That there was a fumble by Oakland. However, the recovery was by Jacksonville. First down.
Yeah, absolutely. There it is.
That's what Big John Henderson was so upset about.
With the game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 9.
It looked like Collins had pulled it in, but he never really had position. And this may turn out to be a huge call.
Yeah, there's no doubt it's a fumble. That ball is not coming forward. It slips right out of his hand, and he does not control it. John Henderson is the one that gets in there and gets that ball out.
So you don't want to make John Henderson mad. He is a big man.
And John Henderson's going to win that battle every time. Now, Norv Turner's going to challenge this because he thinks that Kerry Collins did cover up that football. The question is, did he get into his body? Did he have possession of it before Big John Henderson ripped it out?
Tony Correnti, the referee today. He's been busy. They always are with the Raiders.
Traditionally, they always are. That's exactly right. The flags are flying. And Big John Henderson, you know, you talk about him, the 2 defensive tackles, Marcus Stroud and Henderson for the Jacksonville Jaguars, are impact players. They are fantastic players. A lot of people feel like John Henderson had as much of a right to go to the Pro Bowl as Marcus Stroud, and he will be there before it's all said and done. He's the third alternate, I believe, but he'll be there one of these years.
Oakland is challenging the ruling on the field that there was a fumble recovered by Jacksonville. They're challenging that Oakland had recovered and was down by contact.
So down by contact, but that would not be valid if Kerry Collins did not have control of the football. We'll step aside. Back to Oakland in a moment.
Cold hard fact. Only Coors Light is frost brewed at ice cold temperatures. Stored cold and shipped cold. And when beer starts out this cold, it ends up this refreshing. Coors Light, our goal, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
Broadband, you're ready to go. Call 1-800-925-4VON or visit Vonage.com. Also available at these fine retailers.
Excuse me. I'm ready for my test drive. I brought my own course.
It's your for Mazda's Drive-In the New Year sales event. Lease the Mazda 6, a two-time Automobile Magazine All-Star for just $199 a month. That's the 2005 Mazda 6i Sports Sedan for just $199 a month for 36 months with $19.99 due at lease signing. It all ends January 3rd. Get to your Mazda dealer for a test drive now.
Cold hard fact. The higher the elevation, the lower the temperature. That's why every single Coors Light is born right here in the Rockies. And when beer starts out this cold, it ends up this refreshing. Coors Light, our goal, the coldest tasting in the world.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by IBM, the official on-demand business consultants for the NFL, and by Mazda, always the soul of a sports car.
We welcome you back to Oakland, and let's get the official word.
After conferring with replay, it is determined that this play is a challengeable play. Therefore, the ruling on the field must stand. Jacksonville's ball, first down. Oakland will not be charged with a timeout.
So not reviewable.
And it means basically that the recovery of a fumble is not a reviewable.
Who had possession was not the question. I suppose you could say, was he down by contact? That might be, but if he never had possession of the football, then that's a moot point.
There would be no down by contact, exactly.
So Jacksonville, needing a win to stay alive in the playoff hunt, has the ball at the 21-yard line of the Raiders. 1st and 10, 9:16 left in the third. Leftwich, he's going to run it. Byron Leftwich, and he slides out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Ray Buchanan, the free safety, was in pursuit.
I'll tell you what, Todd Yoder, the tight end, was wide open down the middle of the field here. They called this play. They got the coverage they wanted, but Byron Leftwich was looking the wrong way, I believe. Todd Yoder was running wide open down the middle of the field for a touchdown.
But still a first down for Jacksonville.
A very heads-up play by Byron to make the first down.
Leftwich is the leading rusher for Jacksonville with 39 yards. Tofield is in the ball game, a 1st and goal. Tofield, and he slips down at the 7. A loss of 1. Jacksonville in their last 22 possessions have come away with only 3 points. They don't want to have to settle for a field goal here, Steve.
They don't want to settle for it, and you can see right there, Tofield almost lost that ball, and you can see how much the Jaguars have struggled. Their last 22 drives, they don't have a whole lot to show for it. They've got to find a way to get out of this. I did say they passed up a golden opportunity on the previous play. Let's see what they do here.
2nd and goal. Tofield still in the game. Leftwich pulls it down, buys some time, batted away. Nnamdi Asomugha got a hand on it. 3rd and goal for Jacksonville.
And here you see Byron Leftwich, a little bit of pressure from Tommy Kelly. Doesn't see what he wants to see. Thought he could make a play, but Nnamdi Asomugha did a good job reacting back to the to get his hand on it. I don't know if that ball would have got. I think Byron Leftwich is pretty lucky that ball was knocked down.
Yoder was well covered.
Yes.
3rd and goal. Jacksonville trailing 6-3. Leftwich out to the flat. That's going to be short. Troy Edwards was pummeled immediately. Ray Buchanan, the first player there. So on comes the field goal unit for Jacksonville.
I'll tell you what, Jacksonville's going to have to settle for a field goal. They should have had a touchdown on that drive. And it's they're going to come off the field feeling like they did not cash in like they should have cashed in. The Raiders come off feeling like it's a huge success if they can hold this field goal.
Scobie from 22 yards out. And we're tied. So 7:10 remaining in the 3rd. Jacksonville and Oakland tied at 6.
Got it.
Thanks.
I don't believe it. To track down an ancient evil, they have been trained to hunt it. We gotta go down there. Equipped to kill it.
This is just the beginning.
Now, they just have to survive it. Alone in the Dark. Rated R. In theaters January 28th.
If you think football is you see 12 perfectionists battle to be America's next great style maker.
Ty!
They'll pass.
Where's the rest of your team?
Run.
Pace yourself.
And sometimes
I'm not into mayonnaise.
The food just wasn't that good.
completely drop the ball.
I just know we can do better.
Wickedly Perfect premieres CBS Thursday at 8, 7 Central.
Jacksonville has to settle for a field goal after the turnover. 22 yards from young Mr. Scobie. 7:10 left in the 3rd. Doug Gabriel back deep for the Raiders. Have a knuckleball kick, and that will squirt out of bounds.
Kickoff out of bounds. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
So good field position for the Raiders. Well, tomorrow on CBS, CSI Miami begins the new year with an unforgettable new episode. A hospital emergency room becomes of Miami's most intense gang war. Don't miss a new episode of Monday's #1 show, CSI Miami, at 10, 9 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
And that's a crucial mistake by Josh Scobie, kicking that ball out of bounds. Look at the field position, 40-yard line for the Raiders. It's just like having a great return.
Collins picked off. Did he hang on? No, says the official. Mathis almost had another one. That was intended for Jerry Porter.
And this really should have been another interception for Kerry Collins. Rashean Mathis played this route perfectly. He's in perfect position. That ball should have been caught by him, but the referees made the right call. That ball did hit the ground. Kerry Collins got away with one. Now, he's thrown 2 already today. He's done a great job his previous 6 games of avoiding the turnover, but today 3 when you include the fumble as well.
2nd and 10 for Oakland. from the 40. Zaraway. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. And once again, let's check in with Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Bill. Jake Plummer has the Denver Broncos rolling toward the playoffs. 5-yard touchdown scramble puts the Broncos up 27-14. Broncos win. They earn the final AFC berth and play in Indianapolis next week. Bill and Steve, back to you.
Greg, thank you. That's bad news for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got a big break when Buffalo lost at home, snapping their winning streak to Pittsburgh today. They're tied at 6, but Denver has to lose, and we've got movement in the line of scrimmage. They'll whistle it dead. Greg Favors, the right defensive end, was out of his stance in a hurry.
A little too excited.
False start. Offense. Number 85. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Say he was drawn off by Doug.
Doug Gabriel must have had a flinch there. You can see Doug Gabriel's feet right here at the top of your screen. See how just a little flinch right there. That's all it was to justify what Greg Favors did. And I'll tell you what, Jacksonville better not worry about Denver right now. None of it matters for them getting the playoffs unless they win this ball game. They've got to get control of this game.
3rd and long. Collins. And he throws it away. Bobby McCray had the pressure. And again, let's go Greg Gumbel in New York.
Bill and Steve, thank you. Here's a look at Wild Card Weekend. On Saturday, St. Louis will play Seattle. Where that game will be played still to be determined. Meanwhile, the Jets will play at San Diego Saturday evening. Sunday at noon Eastern time, the NFL Today will be on, and then it'll be either Denver or Baltimore or Jacksonville. In Indy follows the final game of the weekend, Green Bay and Minnesota, guys.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. Looking forward to that. Next weekend here on CBS, Beckler on to punt for Oakland. David Allen retreats back to the 15. Allen with some room. And he gets it out across the 45 to the 47-yard line before Stuart Schwaggart made the stop. A 33-yard return, and Jacksonville will have good field position.
These 12 real people are experts at decorating, cooking, and entertaining. But when they battle to become the next great maker,
you should know how to grind pepper and put it in a pie.
Our judges are going to turn their perfect little worlds upside down.
Can I get this without ice? This is kind of hard to drink. Let me do the apple and beeten crab appetizer.
Where's the rest of your team?
I want everyone else.
Everybody said, I've got to cook it.
Would you please not point those scissors in my face?
Oh, stop being a pansy.
Wickedly Perfect. Premiere CBS Thursday, 8/7 Central.
Numbers are everywhere. But what if numbers...
The violence has escalated with each attack.
...could solve crimes?
Say I couldn't see the sprinkler. From the pattern of the drops, I could calculate its precise location. These follow patterns.
You're saying you can tell us where the killer lives?
Yeah.
Call for backup.
I have a new location for the first attack. Drop the knife or I'll shoot! Everything is numbers.
The new year of CSI New York starts with an electrifying mystery.
Why would a kid cross the tracks?
To get to the other side.
And if you can figure out how this guy was killed, you deserve to be on CSI New York.
We found benzosothiazolinol.
Whoa, benzosothiazolinol.
You know what that is?
No.
A new CSI New York, CBS Wednesday.
Billionaire Bill Long and Bill's family and friends competing for his estate. The Will. Special 90-minute premiere CBS Saturday. Where there's a will, there's a war.
Next Saturday, CBS Sports dishes up 3 scoops of hoop with big-time matchups featuring both women and men's powerhouses. Check your local listings for the games and times in your area. That's next Saturday, NCAA basketball here on CBS. Well, 6:02 left in the third, and it has been a muddy day in the trenches. Neither team has gotten the ball in the end zone. Jacksonville still with a hope to get to the postseason on first down. They keep it on the ground. Greg Jones, the rookie, and he's hit hard as he gets into Oakland territory. Danny Clark and Tyler Brayton. Danny Clark, originally drafted in the 7th round by Jacksonville, signed in the offseason by the Raiders. And he said right away, he marked this game on his calendar. Not that he had a chip on his shoulder about anything. He just wanted to show the guys that he could play.
And he has been one of the guys the Raiders coaches has singled out as being one of the most consistent players on their defense all year. And he had a pop there for Greg Jones on that play. Still a good 5-yard game for the Jaguars, though.
2nd and 5. Leftwich. Still on his feet. He dumps it off. That's Todd Yoder, but he was beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. There's no doubt he was a good full step across the line of scrimmage.
Illegal forward pass. Offense number 7 was beyond the line of scrimmage. This 5-yard penalty also carries a loss of down. 3rd down.
Bobby Hamilton had the pressure, so bring up a 3rd down. Let's take another look.
And you'll see Byron Leftwich as he comes out, feels a little bit of pressure, tries to flush out of the line of scrimmage is the 48-yard line. And he's definitely across when that ball is released from his hand. He's about the 47-yard line.
It's a run.
So now you got 3rd and 10. And you just can't keep letting go of this great field position. They're getting the ball around midfield. At some point, you've got to cash in with the
3rd and long for Jacksonville. Leftwich with time. Up the sidelines. Oh, what a catch! Ernest Wilford, the rookie. What a great catch with one hand.
Oh, great catch. Is an understatement. I mean, that was a circus catch.
A gain of 48 yards.
And they're still in the hurry-up offense, still trying to get up and get a play off here. Trying to catch the Raiders a little bit disoriented.
Let's silence the crowd for a moment. On the ground, Fuamatu Ma'afala, who had checked in, and he gets it down to the 2-yard line.
Look at this catch. And I think it was a great decision by Byron Leftwich to give Ernest Williford a chance to make a play. And sure enough, the young man went up and grabbed it with one of the greatest catches of the year. I would suspect it was right up there with any of them.
Quarterback sneak. And that's going to be just short of the goal line. Wilford had the game-winning touchdown in his very first NFL game on week 1, the closing moments against Buffalo.
He obviously has a flair for the dramatic. Well, what a heck of a catch that was.
Third and goal.
Yeah.
All right, timeout. Timeout. Jacksonville.
Jaguars.
This is a 30-second timeout.
They'll take a timeout. They want to talk things over after the brilliant catch by the rookie. Jacksonville knocking on the door.
See why CBS Thursday is America's best night of television.
There are 2 kinds of stories. Sherlock Holmes, fiction. Dennis Kingsley's murder, fact.
Classic murder mystery.
We are friends of Mr. Holmes.
A new CSI. Then, a teenager missing in Manhattan.
Who's this guy?
I don't know, but kind of looks like he's following me.
And just wait until you discover what she was hiding.
Wow.
No wonder she kept it a secret.
She told me not to tell anyone.
You don't have that option. A new Without a Trace after a new CSI Thursday.
Ernest Wilford, with his one-handed grab, has given Jacksonville a chance. 4th-round draft pick out of Virginia Tech.
And I think the Jaguars did the right thing taking a timeout there. You go with the no huddle, you want to change the tempo, but they're down inside the 1-yard line. This is such a huge play in this ball game. They need to make sure everybody's on the same page.
The Raider defense has been outstanding today. Touchdown, Greg Jones. His 3rd touchdown of the season. Smile from Byron Leftwich, and they make the brilliant play from Wilford pay off.
And did the Jaguars ever need that? Something to get excited about offensively, something to get their defense fired up, believing they can go out and win this football game and put the pressure on Denver.
Scobie on to try the extra point. That's good. And it gives Jacksonville a 13-6 lead. 3:41 left in the third.
And just about as easy a touchdown as you're ever going to see in the NFL. No one even gets a hand on Greg Jones. Great blocking up front. They shifted the tight end from the right side to the left, and the Raiders obviously did not make the adjustment. Had no support on the outside, and Greg Jones was able to walk in. It just doesn't happen that easily very often in the NFL.
6 plays, 53 yards. 2:20 off the clock. It was set up by the 32-yard punt return. And then, of course, the one-handed grab by Ernest Wilford, the rookie.
And again, I give Byron Leftwich a lot of credit for making that decision. It was 3rd and 10. They hadn't made a play all day. He saw one-on-one coverage, and just a great job of extending by Ernest Wilford to go up and pull that ball in with one hand. Spectacular grab.
Wilford may play in this league for a long time. He probably won't have a better catch than that one.
I don't think many guys can say with a lot of confidence they've had a better catch than that, or more meaningful big catch than that one, as far as what it means to the Jacksonville Jaguars and giving them a chance to establish control of this ball game.
Jacksonville still alive in the playoff hunt, depending on what happens with Denver against Indianapolis. Got Gabriel. Fields are on one hop at the 10. Big hit at the 26-yard line. And that's where the Raiders will take over 1st and 10. Well, time for our NFL poll question. Which player is the biggest emerging offensive star in the National Football League? And you look at that list and you go, well, is Roethlisberger emerging? I think he's emerged.
Right, he definitely has.
Among those other names, how about Steven Jackson, the fine running back for the Rams out of Oregon State? Drew Brees, not exactly a youngster, but boy, he has emerged this year.
A lot of good choices there.
And cast your vote at NFL.com. First, the Raiders. Collins able to get it away, and that is complete across the 30-yard line to the fullback, Zach Crockett. Mike Peterson made the stop, the middle linebacker for Jacksonville.
And now we talk about the role of the Raiders, what they want to be the spoiler today. If I'm Kerry Collins, I have not had one of my better days, obviously, but we're only a touchdown behind. Got to find a way to make some positive plays, get some rhythm back, try and get a touchdown and get back in this ball game.
2nd and 5. Collins stands in, guns it for Jolly, incomplete. Jolly was going down, looking for a flag, and there isn't one. And again, Rashean Mathis had fine coverage.
And that, again, was not a good decision by Kerry Collins. Talking about how it's important to get his rhythm back, he threw a pass to his tight end into double coverage.
Well, in his last 6 games, you see his numbers: 16 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, a quarterback rating near 100. Although he was under 50% last week, he did throw a couple of touchdown passes. 3rd down for Oakland. Collins incomplete. The Raiders will have to punt. And Alvis Whitted was the intended receiver.
What was so impressive about how Kerry Collins has been playing those last 6 games is the fact that his decision making has been so good. Of his 5 interceptions, 3 of them were on tip balls. He was making the right decisions, going to the right receivers. Today, he's kind of forced things a little bit, and that's why the Raiders are in the position they are, and they're struggling as much as they are today.
3 were on tip balls. Another was a Hail Mary.
Exactly.
But he has struggled today. David Allen back deep, ready to take the Shane Leckler punt. Has to run up, fields it on the slide, and he's brought down at the 36-yard line. 35-yard punt, and a couple yards on the return, and Jacksonville will take over 1st and 10. And Steve, let's take a look at the NFC playoff picture, and the teams are all set.
The teams are all set. The only thing that remains, Seattle is playing Atlanta, and the only thing that could happen is that St. Louis could end up going up, and Seattle could end up coming down. If Seattle loses that ball game, St. Louis will win the division and therefore have the home game. If Seattle wins, they're the division champs, and St. Louis has to go visit them next weekend.
Seattle leading Atlanta 28-20. 13-6 Jacksonville nearing the end of the third. Keep it on the ground. Jones on first down. Picks up a couple. Asamoah made the stop.
And you really can't say enough about how this Raiders defense has played today. I mean, really, a lot of people might have expected them to pack it in. These players are not playing next week. Obviously, they've had a rough season, but they're still popping out. The exception of that one big play in the last drive, they have really controlled and contained this Jaguars offense.
2nd and 8. Edwards, the motion man, play action. Leftwich in trouble, still on his feet. And somehow able to get forward close to the 40-yard line. Danny Clark finally pulled him down.
Hamilton, number 98 for the Raiders here. He's upset with himself. Also Tim Johnson. These guys had a chance to make the sack in the backfield, and Byron Leftwich somehow slipped out of there and made a yard or two on the play. Prevented a bad play, turned it into a positive game.
3rd and 7. Which gets rid of it, incomplete. It was intended for Fuamatu Ma'avala, but that slipped out of his hands. So 4th and 7 for Jacksonville, and they'll have to punt.
And that was just a little inside screen that was actually set up pretty well. Fuamatu Ma'avala, I think he just started to turn and run before he caught the ball. It was set up very well. You could see he was going to turn it, catch it, turn up, had blockers out in front of him. Just didn't pull the ball in, didn't see it in.
Chris Hansen on to punt, standing back at his own 40-yard line. Doug Gabriel is back deep for Oakland. And that will bounce at the 21 and takes a Jacksonville roll all the way down to the 9. Well, log on to NFL.com and read memories from former players and teammates of Reggie White. Hear what they have to say on NFL.com or NFL on AOL. That was a 52-yard punt. After the roll, no return. So the Raiders will start deep in their own territory, trailing 13-6 with 1:03 left to play in the third. Keep it on the ground. Crockett, nice hold. He churns his way up to the 29-yard line. Nice from Zach Crockett.
And a really well executed counter play. You'll see number 44, Chris Hetherington, get in there, lead block on the outside backer. Zach Crockett does a good job of hitting that hole, keeping it tight inside off the inside hip of Chris Hetherington and his lineman. A good solid pickup there. Get him out of the hole.
Raiders are up there in a hurry on 1st and 10. He's spotted at the 29-yard line. Crockett again. Moves his way forward to the 31.
And the Jaguars right there, that was the same exact play coming at him, and the Jaguars said, you might get us once, but you're not going to get us twice.
And that will be the final play of the third quarter. So that's the end of the third with our score: Jacksonville 13, Oakland 6. We'll be back after this message and a word from your local station.
Georgia battles #1 LSU. Then big-time rivals Tennessee and UConn collide. And the team in men's hoops, Illinois, slams into Purdue. Next Saturday on CBS.
The Will, special 90-minute premiere Saturday. Where there's a will, there's a war.
Sunday Ticket is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires. Passion for excellence.
week on NFL Total Access. Ring in the new year with us as we look forward to the 2004 postseason and look back at the 2004 regular season with our plays of the year. We'll also be live on Tuesday after the Orange Bowl, after USC and Oklahoma battle it out for the national title. Turn to us, because we'll also turn on Falcons Cam for the team owner, Arthur Blank. That's all this week, only on NFL Total Access, only on NFL Network.
We're in the first round here at the United Way Draft. Let's look at how some previous first-rounders have impacted their communities.
Tony Gonzalez, drafted by the Soup Kitchen in Kansas City.
The great Peyton Manning, drafted by the Arts and Crafts Club in Indianapolis.
And, of course, Chris Samuels, drafted by the Reading Program in Washington, D.C. These guys have left quite a legacy. The experts are calling this year's class one of the strongest volunteer crops ever.
Get involved in your community. It's what matters.
Ready to start the fourth quarter. Jacksonville leading the Oakland Raiders 13-6. Oakland second down from their own 32-yard line. Collins dumps it off. J.R. Redmond with the reception, and he gets close to the 35-yard line. Well, Jacksonville needed some help. They got a little bit of it earlier. Buffalo lost to Pittsburgh, but they needed Denver to lose to Indianapolis. Denver is ahead in that game, so Jacksonville, at the very least, is looking to finish the season with wins in 3 of their last 4 games and a winning record for the first time since 1999. 3rd and 4 for Oakland. Collins. Incomplete. Intended for Redmond. And the Raiders will have to punt.
And the Raiders got exactly what they were looking for. They had man-to-man coverage. Darrell Smith doing a great job of running with J.R. Redmond, was in great position. Kerry Collins made a good throw, but the coverage was so tight that J.R. Redmond was a really, really good catch on that ball.
Shane Leckler, below his season's average, which was tops in the NFL by 3 yards. And just over 40 yards a punt today. It's a line drive punt. It's fielded at the 32-yard line by David Allen. Allen still on his feet and able to dive across the 40-yard line to the 41. Stuart Schwaggart made the stop, a 36-yard punt and a 12-yard return.
It's big, it's here, and it's better than ever. Toyotathon 05. The year's biggest event is on. And with the largest selection and amazing values on Toyota's most rugged trucks, it's all good. Check out Tundra, the truck that's got the power. And don't miss the all-new, bigger, badder Tacoma. With an available V6 engine, it's Motor Trend 2005 Truck of the Year. Toyotathon 05. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
Everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I'm full.
Taco Bell's Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the Grande Soft Taco with double the beef and big cheesy taste. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
Come celebrate the end of late fees at Blockbuster. Now, if you need an extra day or two with your movies and games, take them. Enjoy. The end of late fees, the start of more. The new Blockbuster.
Oh. Oh.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $149 internet specials to 59 destinations nationwide. Purchased by January 16th.
You are now free to move about the country.
CBS tomorrow, it's the party of the year. But when Deborah invites Ray's arch enemy, it'll be a night to remember.
Doesn't Deborah know that you hate her?
Of course.
Love Deborah.
A new Raymond. Then a beautiful woman pits brother against brother.
Don't you have enough women?
2.5 Men.
No.
A new episode following Raymond. CBS tomorrow.
13-6. Jacksonville, 14:04 left to play. Jaguars will take over 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Well, they spotted just past the 40, between the 40 and the 41. Greg Jones in the backfield. Made his first NFL start at running back for Fred Taylor last week. Started again today, and he gets the football. Pounds his way to the 46-yard line. Tim Johnson, the linebacker, made the tackle. Well, Jacksonville needed 3 things to happen to get into the postseason. If they hang on here, they've got 2 of them, but they're not getting much help in the Denver-Indianapolis game. Those teams on the side, those 5 are in and still alive. Denver, Baltimore, and Jacksonville. We have a player down on the field with 13:47 left to play. So we'll step away with the timeout. Back to Oakland right after these messages.
I've got incomplete beer on Edward. Attempting to rock with a beer that has less flavor. Replacing with flavored, cold, filtered, smooth, Miller Genuine Draft. Whoa! I've also got unnecessary spandex on Edward. Too much information. Rockstar status, decline. Play beer.
Miller, good call.
Guys, we got 10 minutes to kick off.
Want to get to the game? Then get the game on Sony High-Def TV and digital cable with HD. Go for 2. Get a Sony digital TV and digital cable with HD. You'll get in cable savings, and there's special financing on your new Sony TV. It's better than being there. Go for 2 today with Sony and digital cable with HD.
It's big, it's here, and it's better than ever. Toyotathon 05. This huge year-end event is on. And with a big selection and great values on Toyota's most versatile SUVs, it's as good as it gets. Don't miss the smooth-riding Highlander, which has an awesome 27 miles per gallon rating. Away in the adventurous 4Runner. IntelliChoice named it an excellent value. Toyotathon 05. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by KFC's new Spicy Barbecue and Classic Honey Barbecue Wings. Savor the flavor in Chicken Capital USA. The Sony Grand Vega HD TV. High definition like no other. And by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
All-weather Raider gear. Maurice Williams was the player down on the field. He left under his own power. So 2nd down for Jacksonville. Jones knocked back at the 45. And we'll see where they spot it. Probably the 44-yard line. And again, let's go to Greg Gumbel for an update in New York.
All right, Bill, it looks like the Chargers are going to hit the playoffs on a high note. Here's the rookie Phillip Rivers. First touchdown pass of his NFL career, 13 yards. Malcolm Floyd, 24-3. Chargers lead the Chiefs, 6:47 to play in the 4th.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. That's an interesting question. What is San Diego going to do with Phillip Rivers with the kind of year that Drew Brees has had? A matchup next week with Jets and San Diego in the playoffs. Dumps it off. And that is close to a first down. Todd Yoder, the tight end. Asamoah made the stop.
And that matchup next week between San Diego and the Jets is going to be interesting. They played in week 2 with the Jets coming out on top. They were hot at that time. They started out the season 5-0, but 2 different ball clubs right now. San Diego coming in hot. The Jets kind of backing in off a loss today. You got to think San Diego is the team to beat.
They're going to do this. They spotted right at midfield.
Looks like it might be about a half a yard short.
That is correct. Well, we talked about the matchup between the Jets and San Diego. They played each other in week 2. And as you said, Steve, very different teams. The Jets were dominant. Curtis Martin had a big game. San Diego did not play especially well. Drew Brees struggled. 34-28 was the final. But a very different San Diego team heading into the playoffs.
San Diego has been nothing short of dominant ever since about They've run off a streak as impressive as anybody in the league, and they're putting points up. They can match up. You remember that great game they had against Indianapolis last week? What a shootout that was. It's gonna be tough to beat the Chargers.
Hanson's punt. Gabriel for the fair catch and makes it at about the 16-yard line. 34-yard punt. The Raiders will have it when we come back.
It's big, it's here, and it's better than ever. Toyotathon 05. This once-a-year event is on now. And with a big selection and great values on a full line of Toyota cars, it's as good as it gets. The standout Camry is America's #1 selling car. And check out the sporty Solara and cool Corolla, among the lowest fuel costs in its class. It does better than that. Toyotathon 05. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
A lot of flavor on these new spicy wings. A lot of flavor. Maybe too much flavor.
Maybe we should stop eating them.
That's a good one! That's a good one. Too much flavor.
Too much flavor? All the more to savor. Introducing KFC's brand new finger-licking good spicy barbecue wings and smoky jalapeno sauce with a shot of honey. 6 for $2.99, 18 for $7.99. Or try our classic honey barbecue wings. There's no there's too much flavor at KFC.
Honey, great anniversary surprise.
Yeah, I put it on the credit card.
Those rates are brutal.
No worries. I switched to the new Capital One Prime Lock card.
Introducing the new Capital One Prime Lock card. It's set at Prime so you never have to worry about your interest rate again.
What's in your wallet?
Miami begins the new year with an unforgettable new episode. The ER is a place of healing and compassion. But tomorrow, it'll be the scene of Miami's most intense gang war.
Hey!
Supposed to be an execution turned into a shootout.
Do not move. A new CSI Miami, CBS tomorrow.
Back in Oakland, and the lineup tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes in Cold Case and the CBS Sunday movie Behind Enemy Lines. That's all tonight here on CBS, America's most watched network. Well, they're loyal here in Oakland. These Raider fans every step of the way through this 5-10 season. The Raiders will keep it on the ground. That defense has played well. The offense showing some spark. Crockett, what a run. Tremendous individual effort from Zach Crockett. 46 yards.
What can you say about Zach Crockett? I mean, he must have broke 3 or 4 tackles. You watch him hit the hole. 10-year veteran running like it means something to him. Trying to spark his offense. Shakes off guys left and right. Super run by Zach Crockett. Great spark for the Raiders. They'll try to cash in on this.
And that gets Crockett over 100 yards for the day. 9 carries, 101 yards. They get back to him again. Nice hole. Powers his way close to the 30. Well, for those of you expecting to see 60 Minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS in the game between Jacksonville and Oakland. Bill McAtee along with Steve Berline. Our score, Jacksonville 13, Oakland 6. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following the game, except for those of you on the West Coast. So the Raiders driving down by a touchdown. Just under 11 minutes remaining. On the ground, Crockett. The Raiders have found their running game here in week 17.
They have, and I'll tell you, with Zach Crockett going over 100 yards, that's only the 3rd time this year a Raider running back has gone over 100 yards. And Zach Crockett's done it on 10 carries today. He's at well over 100 yards now, 113 yards on 11 carries. Provided the spark to the Raiders running game that has really been non-existent all year, averaging only 76 yards a game.
1st and 10. Hetherington, the motion man. Again on the ground. Crockett. Down to the 20-yard line.
And the Raiders right now are beating the Jaguars at their own game. They have taken control of this line of scrimmage. and going right at what is the strength of the Jaguars defense. And look at the rushing yards. In the fourth quarter, the Raiders rushed for 63 yards. We said their average season is 76 yards a game. But today, they have really controlled the line of scrimmage and been able to get Zach Crockett up into that line. And he's big enough to push that pile.
And again, Crockett hit hard at the 16-yard line. Crockett came in today with 98 yards all year and is now well over 100.
And that may not look like much, but Zach Crockett never looks like much. He runs the football up in there tight, but he always goes forward. He always falls forward. That's why he's such a great short yardage runner, such a great red zone goal line type of runner. And he's doing what he does best right now, making a decision, hitting it up in there, moving the pile.
His first career 100-yard game. 3rd and 1 for the Raiders. Right at the line of scrimmage. And it will depend on where they mark his forward progress.
I think he's going to be a little bit short. And if they are indeed short, I think Norv Turner, you'll see him be aggressive. He'll go for it. They've got nothing to lose. They don't want a field goal. They want to be the spoilers. They want a touchdown out of this drive. And with Zach Crockett, the way he's running the ball, he's going to get a good rest here. He'll be fresh for this 4th down play if they're a little bit short.
Well, we talked a lot today about the play of the Oakland defense. But the Raiders have done well leading up to this game in the last few weeks, moving the football mostly through the air. And until this drive, the Jacksonville defense had played very well. This is just short. So the crowd wants Oakland to go for it.
And they are going to go for it. I don't think there's any hesitation on Norv Turner's part.
When you're 5 and 10, why not?
That's exactly right. 5 and 10. You know, you want to give your team confidence going into this offseason. Make them feel like they accomplished something. You got big Warren Sapp, number 99, checking into the game. He's going to try and blow up somebody, give Zach Crockett a chance to get this 1st down.
There he is. Big Warren Sapp. Crockett. And it looks like he got the 1st down.
Yep, he got it.
Across the 15, just inside. Here comes Warren Sapp. That's the jumbo package.
Yeah, let's watch Warren Sapp move the pile here. Good job. He looks like he knows what he's doing there.
How about Donovan Darius? Yeah. He was on the receiving end of that block.
It's almost not fair to match up Warren Sapp on Donovan Darius, but
about 75 pounds or so difference.
At least. At least.
1st down and 10 for Oakland.
Warren Sapp has not lost anything.
Rocket. All of a sudden they become a running team.
Wow.
And that's close to another 1st down. And again, let's go to Greg Gumbel with an update in New York.
All right, Bill and Steve, here's how the Falcons Seahawks wound down. Seconds remaining. Atlanta's Matt Schaub to Brian Finneran back of the end zone. Cuts the lead by Seattle to 28-26. Warwick Dunn, 2-point conversion attempt. He comes up just short of the goal line. The Seahawks win the NFC West. They'll host St. Louis next Saturday in the 1st round of the play.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. Some tremendous games here in Week 17. Again on the ground, and this time Jacksonville's all over Zach Crockett. Darrell Smith was the 1st man there.
And let's look at this. You got Zach Crockett just doing what he's been doing this whole drive. But you know what Darrell Smith said? Enough is enough. It's about time somebody laid some wood on you, Zach Crockett. You've been laying the wood. Now it's our turn.
Well, 9 plays on the drive, and they're all runs by Zach Crockett. 3rd and 1. Would you be shocked if he got it again?
And if he doesn't get it again, they will go for it again on 4th down.
Crockett 77 this drive. There he is.
He looks like he's right on that line.
Had to get to the 5.
It's going to be another measurement. It's really close.
1st down. That's the signal. First and goal. Oakland down by 7. Jacksonville needed a win here to have any shot at the postseason. Inside of 6 minutes remaining. Tennis in motion now. Crockett gets it back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal.
And look at that, 11 runs on this drive, no passes. We got a man down on the field.
And it's Adam True, the center for the Raiders. So timeout on the field, 5:20 remaining, 13-6 at the moment, Jacksonville. He was practicing snaps with Kerry Collins while we were away. Zach Crockett is back in. 19 carries, 133 yards for Crockett. The Raiders will throw, but they'll throw to Crockett. And he's down to the 1. It'll be 3rd and goal. Aiken, Adele, and Marcus Stroud saved the touchdown.
And I'll tell you what, if you're a defensive player, your worst nightmare is seeing big number 32 coming out there squared up to the goal line from about 5 yards out. But they did a great job. Aiken, Adele, and Marcus Stroud did a super job of getting him on before he bowled into the end zone.
Crockett has scored touchdowns in 2 of his last 3 games. 3rd down, Crockett. There's a flag. One official signaled touchdown, but a flag came in from the opposite side of the field. We'll let Tony Correnti and his crew sort things out.
And the way it looks out there, it's going against the Raiders.
Greg Favors indicates the penalty is against Oakland. Some audio problems, but I believe the call was tripping against the Oakland Raiders. Let's see if we can spot it.
And you see
right
that
there.
Left leg coming out there.
That was Roland Williams, the tight end.
Williams, and it, you know, why? You're on the backside of a play, sticking your leg out, tripping a guy that has absolutely no impact on the play. That's one of those things that'll drive a coach crazy. You're like, what purpose did that serve other than to move you back 15 yards, move you back 10, 11 yards, take you off the board and put the pressure on your quarterback and a receiver to make a play now?
Well, certainly 4 down territory for the Raiders. 3rd and goal. Collins. That's Whitted. And Whitted gets it down close to the 5-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal after a pickup of 10.
And with 4 minutes left in the game, you're going to see the same thing out of North Turner. Just like you said, Bill, it's 4th and goal from the 5, from the 6-yard line. They're going for the touchdown. They don't want a field goal here.
J.R. Redmond is in the game. North Turner. He goes back, way back with Jack Del Rio, all the way to their days at USC when North was an assistant. Jack was an All-American linebacker. 4th and goal for Oakland. Collins intercepted. And Jacksonville will bring it out. Donovan Darius. And Darius, a flag on the play. Darius is driven out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
And you go back, you cannot fault Kerry Collins for this. It was 4th and goal from the 6-yard line. He had to try and throw it into the end zone, make a play. Didn't have a whole lot of options there. You go back to the mistake made by Roland Williams that cost him the touchdown. It looks like they called it illegal block, the waist, or maybe someone personal foul going at somebody's knees on that return on the interception. We couldn't really hear Tony Correnti there.
So Kerry Collins now with 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and a fumble. But you're right, nothing to lose there on 4th down.
No, you got.
Jerry Porter was the intended receiver.
You got to throw it into the end zone. It's one of those. It was not a good throw. I'm not saying it was a good throw, but boy, it just you got to try and make a play on 4th and goal late in the game. Donovan Darius, right place at the right time.
So they'll move it up close to midfield. Jacksonville will keep the ball on the ground. Another flag is down. Greg Jones struggling for a yard or 2. Gets it into Oakland territory. Marcus Anderson and Danny Clark made the stop. There was some audio problems that continue. Penalty is declined. That'll bring up 2nd down. It was against Jacksonville. Kerry Collins on the day, 12 of 29, only 93 yards, no touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, and a quarterback passer rating that will wake up screaming in the middle of the night if you're a quarterback. Greg Jones alone in the backfield for Jacksonville, just trying to run some time off the clock now. Jones, big rookie, able to get a few extra yards out of it. Down to the 47-yard line. Sapp made the stop.
And when you talk about Kerry Collins, you say, hey, this is not the way he wanted to end the season. No way did he want to end on a note like this with a loss, playing as poorly as he has today. And he'll tell you, hey, I made a few bad throws I shouldn't have made. Did not have his A game, but he has established himself the last part of this season as the quarterback of this team, and I predict he will be their quarterback next year and for a few years to come.
3rd and 6 for Jacksonville. They lead 13-6, just over 3 minutes left. Leftwich on the post. Jimmy Smith. And how did he not catch that football? Once again, let's go to Greg Gumbel for an update in New York.
All right, Bill and Steve, in San Diego, Chiefs making a game of it. Larry Johnson on the receiving end of a 14-yard touchdown pass from Trent Green. And with about a minute and a half to play in San Diego, the Chiefs have cut the Chargers lead to 24-17, guys.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. Jacksonville, after the drop pass by Smith, will have to punt it. Hanson. Gabriel waves for the fair catch. Lets it drop, and it bounds into the end zone. And that'll come out to the 20 after a 47-yard punt. Well, Rich Gannon, and there's been a lot of speculation as to whether or not he'll play another year in the National Football League. It appears unlikely at this point. League MVP in 2002.
And when talking to Rich before the game, he implied he doesn't think he'll get the medical clearance he needs, and he's had a great career, a 17-year career. He's accomplished everything. It's almost not worth it to risk it one more year.
Raiders will get another shot at it. Incomplete. Doug Gabriel, a pass that he should have caught. Well, Kerry Collins, as we've mentioned, has really struggled today.
Yeah, he underthrew that first long pass. This one was a throw right into coverage. Probably shouldn't have made the throw. Then the slip out of his hand, the fumble, and then of course the last 4th down interception kind of sealed the Raiders' fate. But they do have time on the clock, and one play can change the complexity of this whole ball game.
And there have been 6 drops by Raider receivers, so that hasn't helped very much. And that's incomplete. Amos had his back to Collins. He was battling with Aiken Adele, the linebacker. 3rd and 10 for Oakland.
And you know,
we fucked it up.
We go back and talk about how sharp Kerry Collins has been, but that play right there illustrates to me he just, for whatever reason, is not in sync today. He was pumping the ball everywhere, didn't really know where to go with the football. Maybe guys are out of position, I don't know, but their offense has not been clicking the way that it has been the past several weeks.
And remember, he lost a big weapon when Ronald Curry went down. Curry was emerging along with Porter. his favorite receivers. Collins, that time, he connects with Doug Jolly, the tight end, and that's going to be an Oakland first down. Clock running. 2:40 remaining. A pickup of 18 yards.
And there's still plenty of time for the Raiders to get down the field and get in the end zone.
3 timeouts left for Oakland. They trail Jacksonville 13-6.
And Kerry Collins is one of those guys that even if he is having an off day, he's got the ability to make you pay and strike quickly at any point in the ball game because he can get the ball out there for his receivers.
They make some substitutions. Now they're set to go. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Collins line. And they call it a catch. Doug Gabriel.
One says yes, one says no.
Well, the one that says no is pretty emphatic about it. And said, well, what about the other guy?
I like what this other guy said.
Let's check it. 1 foot, 2. Well, did he have possession?
Well, you know, I think he did. I mean, he's got both hands on the ball. He goes out of bounds. Well, no, kind of slipping.
Right.
Yep. The ball was never completely possessed.
Well, and it now is academic because Denver is in the playoffs. They have beaten Indianapolis 33-14. 2nd and 10 for Oakland. Collins. And that is caught by Porter, who's been very quiet today. We've reached the 2-minute warning. Our score, Jacksonville 13, Oakland 6.
Introducing the new commotion in the Chevy family. The Cobalt Coupe, Sedan, and SS Supercharged. Chevy Cobalt, an American revolution.
In the mood for something different? How about Levitra? Ask your doctor if Levitra's right for you. It's the best way to experience that difference.
Ask about a free sample. Ask about Levitra. Levitra, when it counts.
The best shark movie since Jaws is now on DVD with deleted scenes, bonus featurettes, and 2 audio commentaries.
Oh God, something's rubbing against my foot.
You may never go in the water again. Open Water, now on DVD.
Brown keeps my customers in the loop. Used to be they didn't know when they'd get their sunglasses, so they'd call me. Now, with UPS, my customers get an email letting them know when their order is going to arrive. It's like I answer their questions, even before they ask.
How'd you do that?
I'm telepathic.
Email notification for better customer service. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
Google's been on a roll, but wait till you see what they're rolling out for the new year. Inside America's hottest company on 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Happy New Year from The Late Show. Monday, Dave's all new with Hillary Swank. Plus,
something wrong with their drummer. That's all you need to know.
Music from Green Day. Dave's all new all this week.
1:57 remaining. And the Raiders trying to put a little something together, but the AFC playoff picture is complete.
And the way it is right now, Denver will be going to Indianapolis, and the New York Jets will be going to San Diego. And I think you might see a little different Indianapolis team next week in Indy with Peyton Manning playing for keepers.
3rd and 7. Collins for Porter, incomplete. Donovan Darius had the coverage, and that was slightly overthrown. It'll bring up 4th and 7 for Oakland.
And I'll tell you what, Donovan Darius, I think, had he not, we all remember that violent hit a few weeks back on Robert Ferguson for the Green Bay Packers, and Donovan Darius got hit with a $75,000 fine. He had a chance to take a shot at Jerry Porter on that play, but pulled off. I think more than anything, probably to make a statement. Hey, I could have lit him up if I was that kind of player, but I'm not. Just to set the record straight.
The 4th and 7 for Oakland. Last gasp for the Raiders. Collins again for Porter. Caught. And Warren Sapp's over there to help the officials.
You know what? He'd make a pretty good referee.
27 yards. Greg Warren said that was good.
He got a little belly jiggle in there, too.
Warren's all over it.
Oh, wow. Close.
Warren said that was good.
Yeah.
Porter is 2 yards shy of 1,000 on the season. Yeah, yeah.
That left foot looks like he had them both down.
Little toe action there. They're going to take a look at it upstairs. Porter needed 37 yards to reach 1,000 on the season.
Look here, is that left foot down? Does he have possession?
Yeah, this is not. It all depends on where they determine he had possession.
Exactly. Now,
and again, the ruling on the field is that he caught the ball.
Right, and that left foot is down when the ball hits his hands, and if they rule that to be possession, then there's no doubt about it. But if they rule that he really didn't have control of it yet, he just asked Warren Sapp.
Well, Warren already told us what he thought.
Jack Del Rio might take a different view than Warren Sapp. And, you know, you say whatever you want to say in the Jaguars. I'm sure that the word has already been given to Jack Del Rio that Denver won that game. But he still wants to go out with a winning record. The Jaguars haven't had a winning record in 5 years.
Since 1999.
Big difference between being 9-7 and being 8-8. And Warren Sapp knows well enough, too.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field will stand. Completed pass. Oakland's first down.
So the Raiders are still alive. Keeping it going. First and 10 from just outside the 31-yard line. They trail Jacksonville 13-6. Jacksonville, though, has been eliminated from the postseason. Collins, a little pump, goes up top, incomplete. There's a flag. Alvis Whitted caught between Deke Cooper and Deion Grant.
Now, I'm not exactly sure what the call is going to be here. I don't know if there was contact before the ball got there. Could be a blow to the head.
Pass interference, defense number 37. Automatic first down.
I don't know about that. I think Deion Grant timed that up pretty well. He's going up for the ball. I think that's kind of a shaky call, if you ask me. I really don't think you can call it in that situation. Was there a little contact? Yeah, but he's going for that football. His chest did make contact.
Looked to me like he got there just to count early.
He got there a count early, but he's got a right to that football, too. He's going up after the football. He's not making contact on the player. But, hey, one of those could be either way.
First and goal. Incomplete. Zeraway was in the vicinity. Collins threw that away.
They're calling grounding.
They're going to call intentional grounding. And it doesn't matter if a receiver is in the vicinity. If it's not catchable, it was well out of bounds. It is intentional grounding between the tackles.
Intentional grounding, offense number 5. Loss of down. The ball will be placed at the spot of the pass. Second down.
Yeah, you know what? Look at that. Right over the top.
But it doesn't matter. Look where the ball ended up. It ended up 10 yards out of bounds.
You can throw it over a receiver out of bounds, though. You don't have to throw it in a catchable position. There has to be someone in the area of where you threw it. I disagree with that call as well.
They move it back. It's a loss of down. Second and goal. Collins again will throw. Goes to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Porter had a step. Third and goal. Minute and a half remaining.
So we got 3rd and 18. Something tells me that Kerry Collins is going to try and pump one in there. It's going to be a hit or miss type of opportunity for him.
Raiders down by a touchdown, 13-6. Trying to end the season on a winning note. Third down, Collins guns it. Another flag. Winnet was the intended receiver. Dwayne Washington may have gotten there early.
Pass interference. Defense, number 30. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Well, we're seeing a little bit of everything here. Let's see if there was contact early on this one. Yeah, you know, I think Dwayne Washington was there a little bit earlier than Deion Grant might have been on the play before. Both of them, there definitely was contact before the ball got there. It's a judgment call by the referee.
Raiders will have 4 more shots at it. First and goal, inside the 5. Crockett down to the 1. (13-6) Jacksonville. Second and goal.
And the Raiders content to just let the clock run. I'm surprised.
As reported eligible. Number 99.
Surprised Jack Del Rio and Jacksonville won't call a timeout here. We've emphasized how important it is in their mentality to up with a 9-7 record.
Warren Sapp, by the way, has checked in, and he is an eligible receiver. Tight end on the right side. Collins on play action. Back of the end zone, incomplete. Doug Jolly was the intended receiver, but Warren Sapp was out in the pattern.
Yeah, I think Warren's upset. He thinks he was open. He thought he had a step on the man. Look at him shaking his head, saying, "Come on,
I was
man.
there.
You got to feed me." He actually was open for a split second.
There he is, right there.
He was open real quickly, but the gap was closed fairly quickly by whoever was responsible for Warren. Look, right there, he could have put it on him right there.
Was.
He said, "That's all I'm going to give you. I'm not going to give you much more separation than that."
Third and goal. It is the deep back. They give it to him. Stuffed off short. It'll be 4th and goal. Marcus Stroud going to his 2nd Pro Bowl. Plug the hole.
Yep, Marcus Stroud showing he's a legitimate Pro Bowler, stepping up, making a big play there. And it's going to come down to this last play.
4th and goal.
Both teams content to let the clock run down.
Raiders have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Just used one.
Oakland, this is their first. This is a 30-second timeout.
They call it with 12. They trail by a touchdown. Touchdown and an extra point. They could go for 2.
I think
13th play of the drive. Crockett is the deep back. Fumble on the snap. Collins. And Jacksonville will win it. And the Raiders season comes to an inglorious end.
And the most fundamental play in football, the center quarterback exchange.
Well, remember, Jake Grove, the rookie, had come in for Adam True after True was injured.
Exactly right. Now, I don't know if Adam True was back in there or not, but that looks like it was True in there. True is back in there. He made the snap.
Number 62.
Yep. And you get the reaction. Hey.
They may not be going to the postseason, but they will finish with a winning record for the first time since 1999.
And it'll make that flight back home to Florida a lot more enjoyable for them.
So our final score, Jacksonville 13, Oakland 6. And the lineup next Sunday, the NFL Today with all the fellas starts at noon Eastern time. Then the wild card game, the Broncos.